ball. Sound like he's tricky.
Yo, it's your boy Young Copain. Make sure y'all tune in to Power 4.4 every Saturday, 7 through 9 in the spotlight with the Baltimore Paparazzi. You dig?
Oh, yeah.
She said, oh, yeah.
Now, I was waiting for more drops.
Nope, that's it. That's all you get.
It's your girl, Lisa, the Baltimore Paparazzi, in the spotlight on Power 4.4. This wonderful Saturday. I thought I seen snowflakes earlier.
You definitely saw snowflakes earlier.
Not ready. So tonight, and it's funny because Daryl Mack had posted up a flyer from like a couple years ago around the same time, and I had pit fights on my radio show a couple years ago. It's about the same time.
How about that?
So, you know, the 10-year anniversary is this year for pit fights, and no, it's not dogs fighting. We've had that happen plenty times. Police called to the venue because somebody said that they were fighting dogs at a bar. I don't know who does that, but anyway, it is the Pit Fight Rap Battle League, and they have Deafness 8 coming up December the 15th at where's it being held at, bar?
Studio 23.
Okay, at my son Rello's Studio 23, right
Down.
there at Old Town Mall.
Yep.
Flyer is on my page. Flyer is just about everywhere. All the information. Oh, Murder's here.
That's what's up.
Murder's here. He says,
Shout out Murder, Michael Jordan of the Pit.
Right.
He the only one I give credit to for being above the king of the pit. Well, rightfully so, though. That boy nasty.
Yes, he is.
That
Yes,
boy
he is.
nasty.
Oh no.
I'm trying to figure that shit out.
I don't even know.
I'm like,
Yo,
boy,
6
boy,
feet
boy.
is going to be in the building.
It's murder.
So right now we got Bar Cardi sitting here at the table. Did you
Yes,
figure it out?
indeed. Nah.
I don't know how to go. I don't know. Because I don't deal with that.
Stuck on Goofy right now. Oh, you might be right here.
Sit right here.
You sit,
To your left.
you sit right there next to Bar.
Yep.
It's murder.
It's murder. You gotta say it right. It's murder.
16.
Man. Chilling.
Glad you could make it. Glad you could make it. We just starting. I was talking about the 10
I was
years.
trying to figure out. I'm retarded. Right?
No, because I don't know neither. So I guess we retarded together.
Old people mad at you.
Right. Look, murder
On
no.
yourself?
Murder no. See, we gotta leave it to the youngins. They know how to do all this technology. Yes. So
Oh shit.
we
Cardi like, yeah, I just learned some new stuff.
now Bar Cardi is gonna be live on IG all the time now.
Sometimes. I won't keep up.
Yeah, I don't be going live too often. When I do, it's because I got something really to say or I'm pissed off.
Dude.
So what I was talking about was that, you know, it's the 10-year anniversary of the Pit Fight Rap Battle League here in Baltimore, Maryland, which a lot of people still don't even realize that we have a rap battle league that's been here for 10 years.
A lot of people.
You know,
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that for real.
You know.
It's some people out here just lost. Like it's battle rappers here that's battling out here right now, and they saying they from Baltimore. I've never seen them with damn.
that's like all the rappers. Like there'll be rappers like you know, rest in peace to the little youngin' that lost his life, and because I just seen a story on my timeline, and they was like, you know, 3 years ago he went viral because the police yanked him out of his doorway and arrested him, and then dropped the charges because he didn't do anything.
Exactly.
And then he was, they was like he was an up and coming rap. I was like, who? I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
But his major presence was on YouTube, as I've said before. The younger generation is YouTube, IG.
They on it.
You know,
They on it.
I'm still stuck on the past, I guess. I
I
don't know.
mean, in some cases it's like that too, because like even when like Baltimore battles was going on, that was a younger crowd.
Right,
You know what I mean? Like that was a younger crowd tuned into it. And it was like with me, I was one of the young ones, so I was getting the best of both worlds. So I had my hand in that. But then pit fights was jumping off. I'm like, oh yeah, I can get with this. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm like you see both ends, but it's like that with everything though, like music and all that.
Right.
But a lot of these other guys, I don't know. It's like they just not. I don't think they really tuned in to battle rap, so to say. They just more so tuned in with like the bigger stages. You know what I'm saying? They see it because it's everywhere now. Like you see URL everywhere now. Like you see it all over the internet. Celebrities posting. So if some people see that and they feel like they can do it, whereas opposed they really don't even know there's a whole culture here.
Well, I'm gonna tell you
that feeds that culture.
Yeah, right. And they be out of time. Now, I ain't gonna say no names, but some of y'all be out of time looking crazy. Y'all be looking crazy.
I get asked all the time. Like we had a conversation a couple weeks ago, and Antoine asked me about some URL names, and I was like, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't watch battle rap. Right. Have they been to the pit? If they've been to the pit, then I know who they are.
Yeah.
You know, if they've been in my presence, like Daylight. I met Daylight. He was sitting up against the wall down 5 Seasons. I was like, who is this goofy with this tattoo on his face? And they were like, oh, that's Daylight. He's from California. And he was quiet. He was reserved. He was over in the corner. He didn't say too much. And then just like, about a year or so later, he was doing crazy stuff.
Yeah. Salute to Daylight though, because he cool.
He really is, but he knows what he's doing to marketing.
You know, straight up. Like, it's funny, before he started doing all of that stuff, like, me and him literally had a conversation, and he said that's what he was going to do.
Right.
And, you know, like, on some, oh, yeah, I hear you, you know what I mean, whatever. And then he's like, watch. And next thing you know, you see him.
He was dead serious.
Yeah, he doing, I don't even want to speak up some of the
stuff. That was like 2010, right? Something like that?
2012.
Maybe
or after that, like 2013. Okay. Yeah, something around that.
I didn't even know.
But Daylight been around since prime time.
Definitely been around longer than that. I was just wondering when he was in the pit. I thought it was like 2010.
So
you might be right though. 11, 12, something like that.
I had made a post in a group page that, and I made a list, and I have 66 tabs because these are all the battles with the exception of the grind time battle, except for the grind time battle that we had one Monday night, I believe. I have to try to find that one, and that was the one where Goon had battled Grand, and it was the funny thing about when he said "Shut the F up, Becky," and that's been my favorite line all this time. Like that was the funniest thing. But I made the list, and I was like, you all tell me which ones you want me to post, because that way you all can see these pictures. And only a couple people, like I think one guy asked, and I posted up those those albums or whatever. But it's crazy for me to go back and look. And that's one thing why I love the fact that I've taken all these pictures over the years. Because it does bring back memories. It does, when I pull up an album and I see Will sitting next to Mike Nice sitting next to Chenier, and Chenier's laughing because when Chenier would judge or whenever, it was always at 5 Seasons, it was always a family. It was always family. Bar was there. That was before you were even battling.
Right.
And just to see, and then you see how many people have come and gone. They're not even rapping. They're not even battling anymore.
Talk about it.
Don't know where. Don't know. If they lost the passion for it or what. But we've had a lot of people come through that pit.
I was here for all of it.
Exactly. I got pictures of Young Mervin. He was still tall as I don't know what. But and Pecs with hair, cut the hair, bush, back with the braid.
He had the Kobe, he had everything.
Yes, and it was like his hair grew, like he'd get it cut on Monday and it'd be short, and then by next month it was long again. Like his hair just like grew that fast. But and I mean, like you have the videos that are all on YouTube of the battles and everything, so you get to relive those, and and like I like to like go back and look at the pictures and remember 25th in Maryland down in that. It'd be 102 degrees inside and 50 below outside.
And the air conditioner was on. I ain't do a damn thing.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It was probably about as big as that bathroom.
Yeah.
But
And if any of the new dudes in the pit watching, to describe the heat of Maryland 25th, New Breed 8, minus the smell. Minus the smell. It was
real.
hot, man. It was hot.
man, I'm telling you, but it was a lot of like I said, there's a lot of people that have come through that pit, and a lot of great battles. And, you know, like for so long, it was funny because, like I said, Pitt's been around now 10 years. And it was finally kind of went viral with MASH. That was like one of the first times that, you know.
Cracked 100,000, I think.
Yeah.
And you know, it was some moments too, like back when Grind Time DMV was up, you know, Apex and them, they made World Star.
Right.
But, you know, specifically in the pit, you had, MASH. I want to say,
There was a couple things.
there was a couple moments.
But-
There was a couple
I
moments.
guess that's the most memorable.
Yeah.
That was the one that kind of like
Yeah, that
got the rap. Yeah.
Before it became a common thing.
And I was right there.
Yeah, I was there.
Right behind Poe.
Yeah, a lot
And
of
Poe's face was priceless.
Yeah, a lot
Like,
of the things
yeah.
that's common now that happen here. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like straight up.
Like nobody was really using props, you know, or anything. If you know, and then I think it was Bones with the picture when he was battling Smoke Black. Y'all remember that?
Yeah, the picture.
The picture
He
with
had
the
belt.
forehead. Oh yeah, the belt when he took the belt off. Yeah.
Had the full stepdaddy character.
Yeah, I seen a lot of pictures brought out like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's what I'm saying. Like
y'all go look it up. I ain't saying-
Right, there's hella pictures floating in t-shirts. And
yeah,
all
but
types
a
of
lot of that
stuff,
stuff
man.
was not, you know, and we was talking about this kind of off air. That's why I'm kind of like going into it now.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff you weren't seeing that, you know, like I said, I don't watch, you know, battles, but I've seen the talk, the chatter when it happens in other leagues.
Yeah.
And it primarily has, you know, it was never seen
Yeah, no, most of
until
it,
the pit.
It came after the fact, yeah.
Right,
Most of
right.
it came after the fact. Yeah. But
And that's been, you know, it's been a lot of like, and like I said, we were talking about, you know, the bars being, you know, somebody saying something in the pit, and then about a month or so later, after the video is released, is being on URL stages.
I got a whole list of
It's a whole list
It's a
too.
lot. Like it started with me, like back when I battled Lotta Zay. Like, that's how far back it goes. Like when I first encountered it, is when, as far as URL go, it's back when Tone Montana battled Lotta Zay, and he literally used the same exact line that I used, the same one. Lotta Zay brought it up and everything. Like it was one of them things. And at that point, I'm like, yeah, that's how y'all gonna do. You know what I mean? Tone Montana gone though, so it is what it is. But still, like.
But you knew your material was up where it needed to be.
Yeah,
though.
you know, I mean, I had to tighten some things up, but it is what it is. But it's like it's happened, and I'm not even gonna say like it's just it's period. Like
Right.
It's a lot of people that they're gonna say off rip like they never watched us before. That's not true.
Lies.
But how, but my thing is this, okay? The one that really comes to my mind is the Johnny Bravo line from Rex Ruger.
To twerk.
How can, like,
I'm gonna let you speak on that, right? Yeah.
how can, I don't understand how anybody can say that, no, it's not, and it's like almost verbatim.
If you watched one pit fight 2-on-2, it's more than likely
you watch the other two on too.
Right.
On the same card. Maybe if it was just like
Similar.
in between type of bar, but when it's a room shaker, you definitely retain that
Right.
in memory.
Yeah, I ain't gonna
We
say-
can't say he did,
Yeah.
but you know, circumstantial evidence wise, it was worth barking about.
Right, but
I
I-
said.
In a court of law, circumstantial
Yeah,
evidence.
You can't go to jail off circumstantial, but, you
But-
know what I'm saying? The heat will be on your ass.
Yes.
But I'm gonna say this though.
Pause.
I ain't gonna do a quick like that. Like he is nice, you know what I'm saying? But that's
He definitely fired.
he done caught a couple charges when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Nothing to be proven.
Yeah. Couple charges.
You know,
No,
yeah.
some of them were.
We ain't here to slander the man, but you know, we here to big out shit up, bro.
Yeah, and I'm
Right,
just,
right.
I'm just like, my whole point of saying this is because 10 years, and I know that Shaka had made when somebody had said something about the Battle League being 10 years, and he's like, I think it's one of the only battle leagues that has lasted 10 years.
It's a small handful.
You know.
Very, very small handful.
To not be up on, you know, up on a great big humongous stage with the big production and all that, with the and all that stuff,
Right.
for it to last that long, you know what I'm talking about? Because, like I said, I don't watch.
Yeah, to finish up on that, I want to say this too. That goes back to like with the lines being used and URL and stuff like that, right? So this is one of the things Shaka himself actually try to embed in everybody's head, right? Like have some pride with what you have. You know what I'm saying? Like if like cause some. It ain't just here, it's just period. Like a lot of these dudes be like fanboy, and a lot of these dudes on these big stages, like you ain't gotta be like that. Some of us, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or some of them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We just not there. It's like y'all need to start carrying it like such. You know what I'm saying? Like
You gotta know the difference.
Yeah,
Light don't
like,
make it different.
like,
Machines don't
right,
make it different.
right.
It's just like
Yeah,
power is power.
Yeah, you
Right.
gotta see
Star
them pull
power.
up in these events with the hard eyes, you know what I'm saying, at these dudes like, no, because realistically, I take their heads off too, you know what I'm saying? And a lot more of us need to carry it like
And they
that.
still ducking that man.
Yeah, but you know, that's
Well,
Why
they've been-
you got who you got now.
Well,
Yeah,
they've been ducking murder
Steady
forever.
post.
I used to have more no shows than battles. Like,
Right.
Yeah, but
You know, and like I said,
I'm starting to know what that feel like when
it's not.
I had 4 cancels
It's
this year.
it's discouraging sometimes.
5.
You know, you gotta fight through it. But yeah, but like what Lisa was saying, like it's only a handful that been here this long. And the funny thing is, one of them is URL. You know what I'm saying?
right.
But like URL got a decade.
Yeah,
coming
salute
up.
to them though.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Definitely ain't no shade.
Definitely, like straight up, like they put on what they put on.
What's wrong, Antoine?
I mean, they do put on.
Yeah,
But,
but
you
you know, we go hubbing around.
We put on too. Shit.
Salute Troy Martin. You know what I mean? It's only a handful though, like one handful.
Yeah.
I've seen some leagues fold.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Revamporate, fold, rename, rebrand,
And
take hiatuses.
sure,
Can I ask a question?
sure.
And I want y'all to be 3,000% honest on this. Like, what's y'all thoughts of Tay-Rock, man?
Tay-Rock. Now the thing is with Tay-Rock, right? Because he's been in the pit. You know what I'm saying? He's been in the pit.
Yeah.
My thing with Tay-Rock is, especially with everything going on, I feel like Tay-Rock is one of the hardest rappers out, but he's getting himself involved in too much BS right now. Like straight up.
And all he did was rap. He was doing like
Yeah,
his
like
best.
when he was just rapping, it was just like
It's different though, trying to bring out
yeah.
the character within you, and then it's like people don't want.
Yeah.
Fans is different now.
Right.
Yeah, the fans
It's
definitely
hard to
different.
handle, yo.
And it's like
You know what I'm saying?
he trying to cater to this weird audience. You know
It's
what I'm saying?
hard being that nigga.
Yeah.
Everybody wants you to fall, but they kind of
Yeah,
act like
right.
they love you up there, and it's like that's just
Yeah.
He putting himself
Yeah.
in a wild position right now. It's like it's
I totally get it though.
yeah, like but it's
Cause
Like-
dealing with the Baltimore music scene to have you like,
Like yeah,
You know?
even back then, but
I
like
get it, a
right,
little bit.
yeah, but right now it's like I feel like some of the stuff I'm seeing, even though he's starting to balance it out,
yeah.
like when anything was like coming out and going on, I feel like he just needed to back away for a second because like whenever it gets to a point, you ready to, you know what I mean, turn it into something else. It's like, you know what?
That's why you need managers.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I mean? And
yeah.
publicists.
Yeah.
I don't even know
Shit
if
like
the
that.
manager would do him any good right now.
It's somebody
Right
that
now-
you pay, so you kind of like would. If you don't listen to nobody else, they at least step neck and neck with you. They not like another artist that you might can second guess. Like, oh, they want to be where I'm at. I ain't listening to
he
him, but
needs
it's
it.
your manager.
He needs his
You know
mama.
what I'm saying? Maybe that too. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I fucks with him. No
Yeah.
man is perfect. You know what I'm saying? But
that's just, you know, me looking at it. Like,
It's hard to
I
handle,
never
man.
really have conversations like that. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? But, like, me watching on the other perspective, like, you know what I mean? It's what I
Yeah.
see. You know what I mean? Like, he always been that person in rap, you know what I mean? In battle rap. So it's like, I can't take nothing from him. I mean,
Right.
once upon a time, I used to go at him because I was, like, stepping to the ring, you know what I mean? But
Well, I
like,
think everybody would go at him because
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
not from Baltimore. You're from Hartford County.
I mean, he was born in Baltimore.
But
Like,
I know.
it's like people act like you don't like he don't have actual family here or something. Like
I think it's just
you
something.
can rep, like I'm saying, like Six from Richmond, but he rep Baltimore because he here now.
But
I'm
I
just
think-
saying, it's just like
I think it's just something to like
just
have
saying,
to
you get
go at
stuck.
somebody. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, yeah, they-
Because like it's like this. Okay, I watched it.
In his defense, though, real quick,
yeah.
they go at all county niggas.
Right.
yeah. If you from Randallstown, you
Yeah.
get it just as bad.
Right.
If you from Baltimore,
But that don't mean you ain't that
You could
guy.
be from the first block of Pulaski Highway in the county,
And that's it.
county.
Yeah, but don't
Yeah,
forget
yeah.
Essex the county.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? O'Donnell Heights the county.
Yeah.
I mean, the county ain't all non-gangster. I mean,
Right.
not to act like that's what it's all about, but that's kind of where
But
people coming from.
that
when they be like,
mentality.
you're not from Baltimore. They basically saying like, you raised in a lighter shade, things more easier, maybe less of a struggle to some extent.
Yeah.
But it's like, that don't necessarily mean it's true. I'm saying if he was really raised that great, then why he in Baltimore at 15, 16 at night on basketball courts or whatever, battling?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, how did you do that then if it was so tight at your house? So it's like, you gotta still give some credit, you know what I mean?
I
Till the
like I said-
biography come out. And
Right.
I need Tay Rock to come to the pit like 2 more times.
There it is.
That's
man.
all I'm gonna say. I need Tay Rock. to
And there it is. And there it
And
is.
there it is.
But I think it's just
God,
like
just
something.
called me too. You good?
I think it's just that it's something. You know how what I've noticed over the past 10 years, pit fights. Everybody kind of goes at each other,
Yeah, yeah.
but if somebody comes at the pit,
It's,
Oh,
it,
yeah.
oh no,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's one
it's a
thing,
problem.
That's one thing I do appreciate about the pit the most, and I've experienced it this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and you could be beefing. Like that, you know what I'm saying? We could be beefing in the pit. But if we go somewhere collectively for somebody else and they start talking trash about the pit, we forget about that for a minute, and we
Right.
I've seen it like in real time. That's one thing I do appreciate about the pit. Like we all grown. I mean, we was young once upon a time here in it, but now we all conduct ourselves like men and women, and we go about it accordingly. There's even some cases where we got dudes in the pit coexisting in these events, and they don't like each other.
right.
You know what I mean? But they there for the greater cause, and nothing happens. We don't
Right.
have incidents. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, we not perfect. We not perfect. I can count on like one hand. We might have had a couple situations, but nothing has been crazy. Like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I've been at, I don't know how many pit fight events that I've been at, and I never seen anything happen. like I wasn't at the infamous ice throwing event that happened at Five Seasons. I wasn't there
And
then.
you know what too? Like the back to the tail
Ice,
thing.
ice.
Back to the tail right there. I think that some of the people he had around him had people looking at him crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like that was people around him that, you know what I mean? But yeah, like we be having kids at our events. You know
Right.
What I'm saying? Yeah, but you know. it's like a cookout. I mean, that's just what it is. Like a cookout. You bring your bottle, you bring the grass, you can bring some food if they ain't got a deal.
I just want to know why all them bums was on Survivor Series and it wasn't no 6 feet, it wasn't no Rebel, it wasn't no 6'8", it wasn't no Ray Cobain, no Pex. I'm excluding myself because I know I had an invitation where I ain't do too good in that, you know what I'm saying? But aside from that, all the Pit been doing great
Right.
when they got their opportunities.
That out of town
C
battles.
Love, DK2. You know, I hope I ain't missing nobody that had like an envy. But
Well, I don't know. I haven't been to an event in a couple years.
I mean, you know, it's just like a PG, a proving ground.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like this, you know, you got Thesis, Troy Martin, Tyron, you know, they all scouting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things going on right now. Like they trying to bring in new talent, but see the thing is, so the thing is, and this is why I say my slogan. Like I say, I ain't the DMV. Like this part of the tour, you know what I mean? I say this for a reason because the DMV don't be including us.
Right. Well, I mean,
So-
we're Baltimore.
Let's
Right.
stand alone anyway.
Right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
It is what it is, and like we're willing to work with them, which we've been doing, but at the same time, they don't include us.
Right.
So-
I mean, that's the way it's always been, though.
Yeah,
Music,
But I
battles.
get why though, because it minimalizes their work.
Yeah.
Once they uncover what's going on over here, it's like, oh,
Yeah, so that's why we
so
say,
y'all just starting over there.
yeah, right. So that's why we say the part
We
of the
get
tour
it.
different. We say
Yeah.
the difference.
Y'all saying
Because-
yes when everybody calling. Y'all just roll with anything they want to do.
Right.
We gonna leverage the situation because we realize that
And we've been
you know
down
what I'm
there dragging nuts.
saying? Right. Big nuts.
Nuts.
6 feet.
Big
Yeah,
nuts.
like the real kind. You know what I mean? And it's just,
Know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
you know, the Survivor Series thing.
Yeah,
too.
don't get the shoestring treatment.
Survivor Series thing.
Almost made me choke on my mic and Ike's.
I ain't even putting them in until I get to the battle. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
man. But that joint happened though, because originally it was supposed to be in New York, and to my knowledge, it was hard to get a venue up there because of prior events up there. So you know, they decided to bring it down here into Maryland, and you know, it was certain talk with some of us on there, but at the same time, I was like, even if it was presented to me, I wasn't gonna jump on it like that because, I mean, I want to put out some quality. I ain't trying to go up there and look crazy, forgetting my stuff. Like I ain't in for that right now. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like I turned down one when I turned down one PG. I'm like, I can't do it. It's too close. They gave me like almost less than 4 weeks to prepare, and I'm like, nah.
I feel you.
I just got to hold
You
out.
gotta work.
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
family.
yeah. It's like I just got to hold out. You know what I'm saying? Like we had to
You
do it.
could write it if you ain't have nothing else to do.
Right.
You feel me?
And
But
then
it's
you
like,
know, then I had the one up in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
and then,
Ray Manning.
no, the Bubba Ford joint.
Oh yeah, I was at that.
Yeah.
Or say, oh yeah, I was there.
I was at that
So,
So, I'm gonna ask a
I play
question.
chess with it now.
I'm gonna ask a question because I've talked to people who, I guess they must not be real familiar with the rap battle scene per se, because I had a conversation with she's not a young lady, but a woman at the last battle that I was at, which was the Killer Be Killed Volume 1, and she's related to you, I think.
Oh yeah.
She added me on Facebook too. But she hi, how you doing? Hey, I look crazy. She was under the impression that it was basically freestyle and not written. And that's not just her. That's been I've had other people say that too. Like they don't I guess they don't get it that it's not freestyle battle rap like it used to be back in the day when you just roasted each other, you know, and everything else. I really do like the written battles because
Cause you got people like Hot Spitter.
because not everybody because
I
not everybody is Apex the genius and can freestyle better than I've been at battles and Apex has run his round and he'll turn around and be like, yeah, I just freestyled all that.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, did you what?
Yeah, and
But not everybody can do that.
no,
That's a fact.
Not at all. It's only a handful of people that can do it. But this day and age too, like the way it is today, some way in some form. It's not all freestyle, but you gotta blend it in
Right.
some aspect. Like it's all about the total package now. Like if you look on Verse Track, it's 20,000 battle rappers. 20,000.
Talk about saturation.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's 20,000. So it's like everybody got different intentions with it, but it's like you.
It's about like the rappers in Baltimore. You can throw a stone and hit somebody who raps. I'm not lying. I've been saying this for so long. Like I remember back in the day, Bar, when we would be at Black Hole, Fletcher's, 5 Seasons, Sonar.
Nobody rap.
Hardly, everybody was there. Even if they did rap, they was in the crowd. We was having fun,
There's a lot
and then
of
all of a
fans.
sudden we turned around like, who are you?
Was we inspiring them or we wasn't
I-
doing the job for them? What happened?
I guess you did such a good job, Bar, when you was on that stage. They said, I can do that
No,
too.
that's literally what I think it
Right.
is. Like they might watch you or whoever and be like, I can do that.
But I can tell you one thing.
Product don't be the same.
I can tell you one thing that nobody has done, that Bar has done, and that has repelled from
Yeah.
that
Some of the hate.
has he has repelled from the ceiling at Bourbon Street.
I wasn't there for
They
it.
thought I was locked up, man.
Yeah, we got the like
They was
and,
blowing my phone up that night.
right, and
I'm
all of a
like,
sudden.
nah, don't tell them nothing. But right before they all be like, man, I'm about to leave, then we gonna set it up.
Right.
Shut up.
Lock it, bro.
Shut up.
So, I think like now, like there's like, and because I haven't been in it, I haven't been a part of the pit for a couple of years, but I'm still on the page and I'm seeing all these faces, and I'm like, who, where they come from?
Yeah,
Who
so-
are they?
Yeah,
Who?
So we gonna get old eventually.
Right.
I know,
understand
but-
now, so.
But like when I came to that one, I came to the one new breed, and you could tell that I missed being in the pit because I took like 1,500 pictures that yeah. Not trying to do that on
We
Deafness.
was lit for me Monday though, cause of that.
Apparently y'all was lit for me Monday from that battle that I posted from the Killer Be Killed.
Yeah, it's for a lot of reasons.
I'm surprised y'all ain't get me on the floor with my head down.
I didn't. You
I
know
ain't
what?
wanna
You
do
was
that. I
hitting.
don't
Yo,
wanna
them
do that.
gummies
Yeah.
was singing.
I came over there and saved you.
I
You
don't
definitely
know
did.
like that.
I seen him.
You
I seen him
definitely
over
did.
up against
I
the
seen Bob
up against the
Turner
brick
rap.
wall,
I was
and
like,
I
I
came
ain't
over
gonna
there,
do
and Bar looked at me, and I
No,
said,
no,
"Oh
no.
yeah."
I ain't gonna do it.
I came over there and took a knee with him. I'm like, I feel you. There's too much smoke in here.
Somebody else, I'm like, nah, that's it. That's it,
Yeah,
buddy.
Killer
See
Be
you
Killed
Monday.
joint.
I'm glad I wasn't rapping that day.
Man, I was like, was it?
Oh, that was.
Was that from the?
That's what we just
The-
said.
Gummies from Keith, the trashy treats.
Man, she gave me some of them too.
I had 3 and my dumb man was gonna put it in my double shot of Remy.
Oh, yeah. That's why you.
And she made a nice double shot. It was like 4 shots. Like they was kind of
Yeah.
generous at the bar.
Right.
But nah, but see the thing. All right, so like a couple of years ago, I mean, to break it down first and foremost, like I'm probably literally one of the only main vets that's still around. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you know what I mean, they're still active and all that. Like a lot of people in folded, stopped, or whatever the case may be. And it was like when the pit was like, I ain't gonna say we wasn't folding. You know what I'm saying? But we was like at a low point. Bacardi stepped up. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Bacardi ain't battle. You know what I'm saying?
He was there at almost every event
Yeah, he
though.
was at every event, yeah.
No.
But he decided
I
to
wasn't
change
no
the
active
lane.
battler.
I got the pictures.
He brought competitiveness back. You know what I'm saying? So it was that, but even still then, remember the Bacardi, that's only 2 people. You know what I'm saying? Rebel doing his thing, that's only 3. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we went from like 30 people to 3. That ain't, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? When Ray and all of them stepped into it. And yeah, you know what I mean?
Look.
Big dog move.
It's like now we just have to develop a new pool of talent.
Right.
And it's I mean, it's just that now. Y'all came in talking big trash, you know. but that's what it's about.
Everybody ain't backing up enough of his day.
It's been a nice 5-year build-up though.
Yeah,
since what? Definites what? 6? I think it was.
Yeah.
But no, it was Definites 4.
Yeah. Was it 4?
Yeah.
Was it
2000, the end of 15.
4? Yeah, something.
Which one was that? Was that
We
the
ain't
one?
skipped no years since
Was that
15.
the one with that was
4 or
that
5.
the wind up space?
Yeah, it was the last
that
one
was
at the
14.
wind
Wind
up
up space,
stage.
and we took the group picture.
Oh yeah, that's when Nuff wasn't it when Nuff and older band?
Nuff was still booking too.
Yeah, that's why we almost died.
And that was O-Dub enough.
I'll say that.
Yeah, enough had that
O-Dub
third
used your
round.
slogan.
Yeah.
That was my
the
first
one.
battle
Yeah.
when O-Dub came out to your
Yeah,
slogan,
enough
and he
almost
killed the
killed-
intro.
Yeah, Nuff almost killed us. Yeah, Shaka took the keys back. Like,
Let's hear that story real quick,
He
son.
took the key.
yeah,
Nuff killing people?
Nuff tried to be there, and then, you know what I mean?
He got revoked.
And yeah, then what, Shaka was done. When Shaka was done, he checked out, but he was like, "No, I ain't letting it go out like that." And he came back.
So you saying nothing? Enough didn't have enough?
Nothing had enough. He know he ain't have enough. That's why I go.
But Nuff paid me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Man. Not my man though, but he know I tell him all the time. He bad for the culture.
I think that people don't understand how tough it is to actually take the reins and try to, you know, like booking a rap battle. You know,
Oh, no, that's work. That's why I want
that
to
is just like when I was. That's just like when I was booking my showcases.
Shows, I was about to say.
My shows. I'm gonna tell you right now. Oh, everybody thinks it's a piece of cake. Oh, it's easy. No, not when you got to deal with crybabies. And
shows. Divas.
I used to tell Shaka. I was like, you know, you need to have the guys sell tickets that way they could, you know, get some money off of them because, you know, that was the whole thing. I want to get paid. My whole thing is if I put your name on a card, if I put your name on my showcase, who's coming out to see you for real? You know, what kind of following do you have? You have this big following on, you know, online, but who's really coming out to see you perform? And that's how I kind of felt about the pit too. Like, you know, remember the times when that place would be packed in 5 Seasons? Like, it would be ridiculous. And then I don't know what happened. The kind of like I don't know if it was because the battles were starting to get kind of crazy. Like, you know, when I'm standing there and I don't watch battles, and I'm standing there with my camera like this going, how long is this round? Are they going over time? You know what I mean?
And that came from
Like, it was a few people, you know, I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not saying, because by any means I can't battle, I can't rap, but if I'm a fan or I'm a spectator, I'm expecting to hear, because there's been times I've been taking pictures and you can hear me on camera next to Ernest, I'll be like, oh shit, whoa, I heard that.
It had to be built though, so it's like when you start off getting dreads again and you got little individual shit that
Right.
look crazy.
and that's why we
You
were
look a little crazy, you know what I mean? But then when they grow, you be like, oh shit.
Because when I came to that last event that I came to, which was No Breed, I don't remember what number.
No breed.
New Breed, what the hell ever it was. I don't remember the number.
57.
We just had 9, so I think you came like 6 or 7.
Because Cheddar was battling. That was the first time that I seen him battle. Barcelona battled.
Okay. Barcelona battle, Lil Al.
No.
Or was it?
No,
Who bad?
I battled Rex, I
Barcelona
think that
battle?
day.
no, with
No,
Rex.
why
I know
not
who
that?
Rex is.
Was it
Shot a battle.
Julio
No,
versus
it
Bad though?
definitely wasn't
Because
that.
that was like New Breed 3. Or
Yeah, that was
something,
New Breed. No,
No,
New Breed 3 was
we
when we
battled
first
each other.
came in.
We was
Yeah.
at the V Lounge because everybody was so shocked to see me, and everybody's come up to me, oh my God, Lisa, I'm so glad you're here. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
That was like
It wasn't that.
That
And
was
you
like
said
the beginning of
did
the
Barcelona battle
What
me?
you think?
He battle you?
He probably did battle me. That was 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that was 5.
Cause we had a lot of new breeds back to
That
back.
wasn't 3.
Yeah, we had a bunch
Y'all
of
battled
niggas
the
back
same
then.
day that what's the name?
Whoa.
Him and Rex battled the same day. Julio,
I think, who else was that? You know,
Trey.
Julio Trey.
I think
All
that was
right,
the
that's
same
the one.
one.
look, see, I don't know
That
who,
was
look, I don't
February
know who
6th
these
then.
people are.
That'll be New Breed 6.
All I know is that was my first time seeing Barcelona, and I thought of, all I could think of was like, he reminds me of my son Poe.
Yeah.
Because he would say he said some crazies. I was like, oh my God.
Well, we battled.
I think,
It wasn't 4, it was 5. Cause
Well, I do.
It wasn't 4.
it wasn't 4
I was
because that's
supposed to
when
be on
Rex,
4.
because Rex didn't show up for Barcelona. That's how
Yeah.
it wasn't 4.
Yeah, 4 was the one I
5.
battled
What
Jet.
was at the depot?
It might have been 5 because I was
Yeah,
supposed to
so
battle.
4 was at the depot because
Yeah.
when I
I
was
was
in
at
Barcelona, he
one
said
at,
that
I
bar.
was at one at the depot
No.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember when I battled Barcelona? He switched the bar. He had the bar about the
4,
depot.
I battled Jack on 4.
That was at the depot.
It was not at the depot.
No, that was in the V line.
That was definitely.
That was at the, that was the
He
first
battled
event.
Hustle,
at the
yeah.
Jack.
Oh, all right, yeah. Oh, yeah, because
That's
the
a-
last event at the depot was New Breed 3, if I'm not mistaken.
We ain't never went back in it.
No,
Yeah.
4 was at the depot.
No, 4 was at the depot. Now I'm thinking about
It was
it.
3.
No, 4 was at the depot too.
Nah,
I was on 4.
Look, I was on there.
4 was the one that was Rebel and him was supposed to battle
Okay,
him.
that ain't the one.
So y'all was 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Remember him and Rebel was supposed to battle. Him and Rebel. As far as they weekend.
4 was at the V line.
I done started
some
fast, y'all.
No, he was. I got the poster in my living room.
Going up and shit.
From New
I
Breed 4.
remember.
That's
Yeah, he
how
was
I was.
outside the V line.
Barcelona was
going
sick.
up.
No, he definitely right about New Breed 4.
No,
though.
he not.
Cause him and Rebel was supposed to battle
Well,
Carlos.
I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm talking about.
It was in the,
It was at the V Lounge.
It was at the V
It was
Lounge,
at the V
no,
Lounge.
that was like 6, yo.
New Breed
He
4.
was at the V Lounge.
We only had one event where we got in the depot.
New Breed 4. I don't think I battled New Breed 4.
When did you battle J
I'm
Lo?
about to
That's
text
the only
home
one
and
I've
see
been
what
to.
that
So that's
price
what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
That's
that's
one
one battle. I don't even want to talk about. That's like my worst. Like,
Yeah,
I
that
ain't-
was before us.
And
So-
Ruger and
so-
DK had.
That was before
That's
us.
you. What's up?
We
That
was
was
at
before us.
the depot.
This
But
the
that was
first
before
one.
us.
That's not us. That's not New Breed 3.
Oh my God.
Yeah, New Breed 3.
Why would I be on the first one?
I don't know, brother.
Because you get 10 years in.
So that had to been 2, bro.
This too.
That had to been 2. Because New Breed.
New Breed 3 is
Get
going
into
to
it
be
now.
out.
Let me see what this say.
Oh,
That had
tell
to be.
Go ahead, go
The
ahead.
depot, right?
Here we go.
Which one is it?
Who telling them?
Ray.
Oh, yeah, that's
Foul
me.
on my
This was, it was, hold up, it was
Ray
January,
Rice
February,
said,
March,
no, this is
April.
two.
It was had to be.
It was
2.
April 2018.
Yeah, I mean, I can say what I'm wrong.
Hey, hey.
Cheddar, it was 2018. Cheddar battled Barcelona.
Oh, all right, yeah,
Yeah,
so,
well,
yeah. It was me versus-
Because you got two albums on my page.
Oh, okay.
Was that when I got mad?
No. When I battled Rex, when that shit happened.
This was New Breed 5, Julio Santana versus Lambo, Samurai Jack versus Salute.
Yeah,
I give y'all that one.
It was
6 versus.
C Love versus Doug,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Chopper versus 6'8,
Yeah,
That was
see,
that was
yeah.
That was the.
Cobain versus DK.
I was supposed
Oh,
to
yeah,
battle
that's
Trey.
that.
That was the
That was
first time I
that
was
was
supposed to
that was
battle.
that was five.
They was,
See, y'all could argue. I was just waiting because I had to close out all them tabs. I got the pictures. I got the pictures. But that's the last pit fight that I went to, and I had been to.
Put on.
So I know you can get that.
Huh?
I know you gonna come to that.
Yeah, I got told to shut up and come. My little brother.
10-year anniversary.
My little brother, I said, I kind of want to come. He said, look, I'm not going to tell you no damn more. And I said, all right.
So that's crazy. So that was 17. Yo, I don't know why I thought we've been in this for longer than it
Because
was.
it
But
feels
was
like it.
17.
And
Y'all
look,
battled a lot.
listen,
Like,
y'all,
Yeah,
you know, you
y'all,
happened off.
y'all got a lot in. I gotta hear the Mika.
Yeah, I ain't gonna like.
Everybody line up.
Since New
That's how I
3, to be super honest, I've
Everybody
been on
line
like
up. I
every
want to see
cut.
all this.
Like, for real, like.
And that go back to the developing thing.
Yeah.
That's why we be on.
Yeah, true story,
It's
though.
like we like.
But that helped, like, to be honest, so like, yo, me and Cardi, when I first met Cardi, yeah, he told me like, bro, like, you that, but you just got punched more. That was after me and Gutter battle.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, you just got punched more, bro.
Blackouts.
Yeah, yeah, like, so, like, by having that wisdom talk to me, it helped. Murder talked to me a lot. You feel me? Like, everybody did, and it's like you can't take within the constructive criticism, even if it's destructive criticism, though, you take it and run with it. You feel me? Like, because even if it's negative, you like, all right, well, I know how to shut him up.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, and then when it's positive, you take it and run with it. That's what it be about. A lot of people can't do that. They get in their feelings and shit. You feel me? Like, be hurt. Like, oh,
let me ask
what I do
Because
wrong.
he beat me our first battle.
Since I don't know really either one of y'all,
Right.
y'all don't know me either. Because I know you probably, when y'all see me, you probably like, who is that one?
No, I know from just watching around. Like, oh, yeah.
paparazzi.
Yeah, like,
Goon
you
my
feel me?
homeboy, so
Huh?
Goon is my homeboy.
Yeah,
so
so he
that's
knows
who
who it
introduced
is.
me to the pit. So I know.
Goon.
Yeah, so
Shut
you
up,
know
Becky.
who it is. No,
Shut
for
up.
real. That's what Boone said. Though.
Yeah, shut the F up,
Becky.
Becky.
Having somebody like, shut up, Becky.
Going is his mediator.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
And so you know there's no mediation going
But
on.
now,
So you know there's no mediation going on.
I'll just treat you like I treat Goon. I pay no damn attention to you. I'll be like, whatever. I used to live over on Kimball, so he knows. Like all the guys that I was living around, and you know, I was going through my pictures one day, and one of the guys was sitting there. He was like, "Hold up, go back." It was a picture of Goon sitting in a chair at Five Seasons. He was like, "I know him," and I was like, "Oh my god."
Shout out
But,
to
Shout out to my man Goon.
So, have you guys gone and looked at any of the battles that were on YouTube before you started
A
battling?
whole bunch of them. I still ain't caught up yet, to be honest. Like,
There is a lot of
like,
What's, can you name like one of the most memorable battles that you've watched that's come from the pit? Like, is there
before
one
my time?
before your time?
Wow.
Like one that just kind of
That stands out.
like, you know, like, yeah.
Well, one of my favorites is Heron versus Lil Nay.
Yeah, that's facts.
That's
like,
one
that,
of my
that,
favorite
that was,
ones. That's one of my favorites.
That's
And
one
then,
that's crazy.
Like my top three, I think my
That was
second
one of
one
them
would be
Liz
that
ones
was
Right.
Murder versus Smooth Black.
Oh, I always say.
Oh yeah.
Murder versus
Murder versus Smooth
Paul.
Black because it was
It was like David versus Goliath.
Right, it was like a whole style clash. It was like Murder was giving him the bully rap, and he was like, "I ain't scared of nobody."
Mm-hmm.
Who Pat's battle? Damn, I can't remember the other.
Mac Miller?
Not Mac.
No.
Because he beat.
He was a little skinny, light skinned nigga. Yo.
Shout out Mac Miller.
Shout out to Mac
That was
Miller.
my guy, but
Huh?
Apex did that one.
That's what his name was. Mirage, he had dreads. Or something?
No.
Light skinned nigga. With,
Rest in
Did
peace,
he have-
Mirage.
He had dreads.
Rest in peace, Mirage.
Oh, it was
Nah,
Pat's
Mirage
versus. It was a light skinny, light skinned nigga. Pat's tore a hole in his.
Was
ass.
it Paper Man?
Like, yo, I was watching it one day, like, damn.
Boss?
Why he doing him dirty
No,
like
he
that?
had
Nah,
dreads.
it
Did
dreads.
Pex have dreads or the other dude?
No, Pex had dreads,
Oh, all right.
but I can't remember if the dude had
What was
dreads or
it?
not.
You talking about the light-skinned
He
dude
was.
with
He
the
wasn't
shades?
from here.
Oh, okay.
He was
Now,
from
what
somewhere
Paper Man?
else. I
I think that was the dude that was with
If I can remember, I think he had like a red jacket on or something.
Yes.
Is that what his name
I
was?
think that might be the one you talking about.
He was skinny.
No,
though.
yo, no, that wasn't him. The one who I'm talking about, yo, he was a skinny, light skinned nigga, yo.
Oh,
I just can't remember his name, yo.
But it kind of, but it
Yeah,
stuck
but
out.
that battle, like I say, that battle, definitely the hard one, Lil Nay, Murder versus Poe. I was with that. You feel me?
What about
on the
Roller
spot.
versus
Bro,
Rub?
that was on the spot. Yeah, that was crazy.
What about Roller versus
Ride,
Rub?
die.
You
Oh,
ever watch
Roller
that?
versus Bars, fire
That's-
too.
See,
that's-
I had Roller on the show. I had Roller and Squeako on the show,
Yeah, Pete.
Uh-huh.
and
Big bro.
I didn't even know that.
He yeah, it was the night before they had the battle.
Killer be killed.
for real?
Alright.
And
They put on. I ain't
Roller-
gonna lie, that was a fire.
Yeah, you won't like this.
Roller made me like him at that battle, Roller versus Rod.
Oh,
He
right,
made
yeah.
me like I did not
He
because
brung it.
yeah, because like I didn't want to like anybody from out of town. Like you know,
Right, yeah.
the pit you gonna root for the person in the pit.
Right.
But that
Yeah.
battle, I was like, I can't even like. And then he's just been one of my favorites
That's
to
Rebel
watch.
versus Roller
That's what
too.
he
That
did.
was
Kill,
fire
kill.
too. Rebel versus Roller. Was
Yeah,
definitely fire.
I had thanked him for taking that battle because Rebel wanted the battle,
Right.
but nobody was like, you know. And my problem, I get mad with people who don't take battles because I feel like sometimes they feel like, you know, it's beneath them.
Right.
Man, they be scared to
Or
put it on the line.
that and that
sometimes.
too.
But sometimes
That too.
you
Sometimes
understand.
it do be
Because
beneath
it's like, you
certain
not
back.
gonna-
I would
you know,
never say, nah, man, I'm not bad. Unless it don't make sense. But I would
It's certain times it really
Like,
don't make sense to one
Now,
person.
I can't see.
But
see.
if Pat-
Would you battle Mark out?
Come on.
Okay,
man.
Oh.
That's the point I'm about to get at. You know
I
what
would
I'm saying?
never say, oh no, they beneath me. I would just say like real talk. It's
It
not,
don't make-
do nothing
It's still
for
a-
me.
it's still a
Like,
Right.
class thing.
But-
yeah, you feel me?
Yeah,
Like,
because it is levels
Rebel
to the
Rebel
shit.
was
Nobody
coming.
admits
I think
that,
at that
but it
time
is.
Rebel was coming at. I think he wanted to battle Zeke. He wanted to battle. It was the ones who were like at the like kind of at the top at that point, and it was like nobody wanted to battle, and Rebel was like, all right, you know.
Yeah,
So
that's how it was. That's how me and Roller got set up.
Right.
Because you know, a certain
God,
certain URL battler for real.
you know, and
DK gonna die.
Facts.
Facts.
Big
man.
ABK facts.
I ain't gonna do that. He trolling me right now.
I know, and he's been trolling, and that's
That's why I
you
ain't
know
gonna
what.
come
But
to
you know what.
Facebook, man. I was trying to stay on
Hey, yo,
IG.
But you know what?
I feel honored. I feel honored. DK just hopped on here and PG Skillet hopped on my line.
Skillet, that's my man. I miss
PG
Skillet.
hopped on my line.
Let's go,
I
champ.
be
Let's
trying.
go,
I be
champ.
trying to tell these dudes.
Skillet, what up?
Hey, Skillet.
Ever since Murder said I was a fake PG, I've been wanting to smoke. We might have to do that one day. For real.
But-
You gotta stand in line. I think Savage won them first.
For real.
Savage been pushing that campaign too.
But I think like coming up to the Deathmas, and when all the battles were connected, I think that's the time when you start quote unquote trolling and everything, because it's a competition, right? But it's nothing like personal. But I've noticed that there are some people on that page
You
that
ain't creative enough. It's gonna get.
I'm like,
Get weird.
I don't know these people, and I really don't want to know these people because you know I'm Mama Lisa, and I will get,
Six, what's up?
you know, I don't. So when I see certain stuff, and I be like, why are you crying?
Facts.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'm like, why are you in a battle rap league if you want to cry?
Facts.
Soft, you moist. You soft, B.
Because right now, okay,
You moist, B.
right now, Bacardi versus DK is the main event. It's the main battle. It's for the title.
Well, that's out of respect. We know what we coming to see. We come to see drugs beat shit down drugs. Murder beat shit down drugs.
okay,
Facts.
but
I'm too
That's
sorry.
it.
But because, and I'm using y'all as an example because you're both pit fighters.
I feel you.
Right now, y'all might not even, you know, I don't like him. We going back and forth on the page. You saying little slick stuff back and forth. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
After that battle is over, it's back to being fans.
That's my name, though.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
But murder versus drugs, he's an outsider.
I
Drugs
mean,
is an
I fuck with the
outsider.
whole K-Town,
So,
you know what I mean? So it's about
Old Dub said, "What up? Hey."
hey, Dub.
Him and Golden
We got you covered,
Hey,
man.
what's up?
Mobile in the
Put
building.
some old printing on it.
Yeah, this the AB. This the
Big
ABK.
ABK shit.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brick Oven, too.
I'm
You know
sorry.
what I mean?
I'm sorry, but y'all,
We was more certified. Murder was in
Hey,
He made-
You know what I'm saying?
that's the guy behind that logo right there.
That's-
What you got in your box there?
That's-
No, that's right though.
that's also the guy.
Control it, yo. Keep coming to
That's also the guy behind the Baltimore Paparazzi logo.
Huh?
And that logo right there.
He
Yep.
behind a lot of logos, man, rap.
Right.
That's mobile printing right there. We
So-
got you covered.
But that, like I said, I think that's one thing.
No, man.
He came bearing the realness, man.
There we go. There we go. There we go. ABK, man.
Here we go.
Yeah, we'll deal for y'all in the building. Yeah, we here. We here.
There's a lot going on right now.
Big ABK.
Tell me what that oil in my leg.
For real.
Hey, look, I'm just trying to tell you it's whack if you don't put some mobile printing on it.
Hey,
It's
and
whack if
I
you don't
saw
put mobile printing
the
on it.
sweatshirt Wombat had on today, the yellow hoodie with the.
Hey, yo, tell Larry I got his ABK shirt.
Christmas came early, y'all.
Came out, y'all.
Yeah, that's definitely you.
What this mean?
Yeah, come on. Hey, that's your
That's
cousin.
the daylight edition
Come
right
on,
here.
y'all. Listen,
That's the daylight edition right here.
When I say pit fights take over,
Hey, yo, can you tell
I don't lie.
It's the mobile printing takeover.
Right.
Even when we out of town, it be
My
like
lip
that.
on the
Them
way.
out of towns, man. It's all
Be there in
different.
like 20 minutes.
let me tell you, I went down to Richmond a couple. Was it that same year? I went down to Richmond because Rebel was battling and Squeako was battling. So I drove down to Richmond solo dolo and went and you know took pictures of Rebel and Squeako performing and everything down there, and I was just like, I missed the pit. It was nice and all, you know, it was different because they had the camera set up and everything up and all this stuff, and I was just like, I don't know. It was. I wasn't impressed.
Hey, yo, if you
I-
drunk, don't even come down to class either. I don't even want to talk.
I wasn't impressed. Oh, thank you.
Look. Lisa, look who on my phone.
Hey,
Who?
Look who on my phone.
Oh, look at that face.
not making that face.
Tell me where you at.
Why you look like that, yo?
Hey, straighten your face, bro.
I'm on Bel Air Road right now, yo. We headed to the 5 Seasons after this show. Cardi got a battle tonight.
The 5 seasons, the only 5 seasons.
Whatever 5 Seasons. Young Tell Gilbert.
Is he drunk?
Yeah, you be on your shit, bro. Like, for real, yo. Down to 5 Seasons, he got a battle, yo. In 20 minutes, stupid.
We on family radio, man.
Oh, go ahead. Have fun in Philly, yo.
Yo, Lisa got the most impromptu stuff that goes on off the air.
That's why my show's been going on for 3 years. I know. Bar gotta go. So, Bar, you got any stuff that you wanna you wanna talk your crap before you
we'll leave from here in a minute.
10-year anniversary of Deathmas.
tell it, yo.
2 weeks away, y'all. December 15th. 23 Lounge, Old Town Mall. Shout out to Daryl, Paige, Rel. Right?
Yeah, the
That's
Rel.
Rel.
Hello, Rello.
Yeah, hello Rello, my man.
My son.
And yeah, we got Murder versus Drugs. We got Bar Cardi Remax versus DK for the Pit Crown. We got your boy Peanut versus C Love. We got Butter from the Block.
Yes, Butter.
Shout out Butter going against Apex. Sorry,
That's gonna be awesome.
You my man, Butter, but I'm standing behind Pax. You know what I mean? Big ABK shit, big brick oven shit. Yeah, we gonna lay it
Big
down,
pit
man.
fights.
And then tonight we about to go to right next door to 5 Seasons.
We got Cheddar versus Preem that night too.
Oh, don't forget Cheddar versus Preem. Preem, if you don't got your ride ready, holla at us. We
Please,
coming to
something.
get you.
Yeah, we show up, nigga. Look,
You
we
can
made
stay
it.
over
Show up.
easy,
We
man.
made it. Listen,
You can stay in my
ABK
spot
paid
over
it.
easy.
Pay your
You
way
need
down
something.
here.
That's a
Get
fact.
you a bus ticket.
We gonna get you here a day early. We gonna get you some
Sure.
edibles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody in the pit too, I'm gonna tell y'all this. Treat these OT niggas accordingly.
Fact.
We be out of town, and we gotta work for everything we get.
Right.
So, you know what I mean?
So don't be giving it up all easy for free, man.
Play fair.
Stop eating.
Play fair.
Make niggas earn that shit.
So are the battles gonna be judged on the spot,
Oh, Dub,
or
chill.
just
I gotta work.
are,
What you talking about that motherfucker?
I gotta work when I get out of here.
so are the battles are all the battles gonna be judged on the spot, or is it just gonna be like
I think
just
it's
bars?
just gonna be cardio.
The only-
Because that's for the crown.
Yeah, the only one. Yeah, that's the only one.
I think that's
Yeah,
Okay.
That's the only one. Yeah.
So the rest of them are
Somebody
gonna-
put some money up.
So the rest of them are gonna be court of public opinion,
Yeah, basically.
per usual.
I'm voting for Bacardi already.
Yeah,
Nah, man. You heard that.
That's what's up.
Listen, come out, y'all. Meet me at the 5.
Listen, no lie. A lot of people need to root for DK because he think he got it. This ain't what it is. This ain't what it is. This big ABK, man. My man got the crown. He ain't letting that crown go.
DK know what it is. That's the bro. I ain't gonna lie. But
Yeah,
it's,
DK
it's,
my
it's
man.
big ABK shit. He
That's
don't
what I said.
understand
I
that.
DK, my man. I sit and troll him for hours. I done followed him so I see every one of his posts so I can say something to him. Just so he know. Even when I'm not thinking about it, I was thinking
That's
about
my
it.
dog.
Yeah. So if you come to deafness and you think you're gonna beat my man, you
I
sleeping,
gotta get that
man.
mask break. I ain't gonna be.
Like I said, I think it's just gonna be a great battle because, for one, the intensity of the fact that it's for the title of
It's a
King of the
judge
Pit,
fight, period.
right? So, I always hate judge battles, like on the spot judge battles, because we've come across and I've seen it so many times. Like MJ would when he was there, he would say, you know, this, that, you know, this, I think he won, and then whoever was next would be like, yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
No, yeah, no,
I'd be like, yo, just man up and be honest with who you what, like, because I've had people ask me, well, who do you think won? I'd be like, I wasn't paying attention. And then when I do pay attention, somebody says, well, who do you think won? I said, well, yo, I think he won. Be like, no, he didn't win because I said, well, you just asked me who I thought won. You just asked me my opinion. I gave it to you.
When you pick your judges, though, like, you gotta be comfortable with those judges. You feel me? Like, I lost $100 to Doug. I still don't think I lost the battle, but I respect every judge that judged it, so I can't knock what
Right.
they say. You feel me? Because I
Right.
picked them, and I'm not gonna go against their judgment. You feel
Right.
me?
And this is what I say
That's simple.
from a coach's standpoint and a battler standpoint, because I still do it too. You know what I mean? You can't give your op that much elbow, bro.
Fact.
You know what I mean?
Fact.
Yeah.
So even if a person said, "Oh, I think they edged this," it's your fault.
Oh,
You feel me? It's your fault.
I want to ask this
you
question
supposed
because
to
it
dress.
kind of because you were at the battles. Was you at the battles? You say you was at the battles.
Which ones?
The one on that Heron and them had. You was there?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay. I have a lot of pet peeves when it comes to my music. But I have a lot of pet peeves when it comes to this damn battle rap.
Sounded personal.
She said, "Ding battle, ding battle."
Because I have to watch myself because I'm not allowed to cuss. Anybody knows me, I'm worse than a sailor. Why is it when somebody, gets a reaction to a bar, that they have to go to the beginning of the damn round and start all over again?
They ain't locked in. That crowd reaction make you forget everything sometimes.
And if we
That's
talk
facts,
about the
The one that battle rebel.
the one that battle rebel, he had to explain the whole scheme and show everybody what he was
got
talking
his
about,
ass
and then started over from the beginning.
While having a gallon of water by his feet that he was drinking out of. I've got the pictures.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, yeah. Facts.
But no, that kind of like I understand.
I had to tell you that.
I understand going back like a bar or two to get that
I don't like that shit.
But
neither,
to
though.
start the
That's
whole
starting up-
round from the beginning, I lost interest. I didn't care about that Red Bull
I
can
think
he pulled out of his boot.
I think
I didn't care.
Me versus Doug. Don't happen to do that shit.
Well, yeah, that happened. That was a
Oh,
little different.
Yeah, I know that was
Yeah,
super
yeah,
different,
yeah.
but just having to do that,
Yeah,
you can
it
tell
killed-
the energy was
like the
not
momentum,
there. Like,
yeah, it kind of killed your spirit a little bit. Like that.
Not only that,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
kills the audiences. It kills the
exactly.
spectators.
Because when I first started the round, niggas was in tune.
Yeah.
Like you can even tell on camera when the round start, my energy was up.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when they had to edit it, and you can tell like I was like,
But
You
I just,
feel me?
like I said,
Blame bro though.
I have.
And you ain't had to worry, I had it.
I know, but I'm just saying, yo, like that shit. I get it, like you feel me. It's just the fact, like that, bro. I don't want nothing happening, yo. Nothing, you feel me?
Right.
Like, I don't know what was going on, so I stopped. Like,
Right.
that's my brother. I don't give like, not saying I ain't give a fuck, but
Watch your
my
mouth.
brother. Oh, I apologize. My bad. Like, yeah,
But you know that. But you, as soon as I said it, you knew what I was talking about. And I've seen that was he wasn't the only one that I've seen do it over the years.
Right.
Because and like me and Bar talked before he got here, and he was like about going over his his rounds, going over his rounds. A lot of
He do that shit a lot.
a lot of these, I think a lot of these battlers are not rehearsing their line. They're not rehearsing their rounds.
Yeah.
They're not taking. It's almost like I got it. But then they get up there and they lose it,
Right.
and then they gotta go.
And that's going back on professionalism too. Like,
To me,
there's a lot of dudes too that want to make money off of it, and then they do stuff like that, and the people that booked you looking like, I could have got somebody else, and then the other people that want to book you looking like, yeah, let me skip over. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's like y'all gotta do better. I mean, I've choked before. You know what I mean?
Right.
I got paid for battles and I messed up. You know what I mean? So it's like I ain't like it. I wasn't cool with it. Like, I tried to make it up in some sort of way, but. But I owed it to myself with that too. You feel me? So,
cause it's a eternal. Yo, my first time J Law, like you said, man, I beat myself up the whole
I told you about that.
time.
Like, it was yours to take.
Yeah, you
Straight
feel
up.
me?
You
And
did
I
it
just
yourself.
killed myself.
Yeah.
I ain't make no excuses, even though there's a lot of life shit going,
And
a lot of life things going
and
on,
it
but it's no excuse. You feel
Right.
me? Because I'm supposed to be prepared.
It happens.
And the feeling of that, I don't see how people can just say, I don't care. If I stand in front of you and we battling, I'm giving you my all. I don't care if I'm getting paid, not getting paid, any of that. Like, you gonna see the best of me, but I'm gonna give you because I'm not gonna show up and not give you my all.
because what's going to happen is you choke or you forget your lines or whatever, blah blah blah, or don't finish your round, cut it short. The next battle that you get, you might be on point, but your opponent is going to bring up all that stuff that you did the last battle. I've seen it
That's
happen.
fact, though, but the thing is, you don't even worry about what the next person is going to do. But
if things
you're
happen,
totally
I got a
right,
question for you.
because I've done it.
Exactly.
it happens, bro. It's going to happen.
Exactly.
But it's a difference,
My question for you.
pressure and
You think your first
Lack of
round was better than my
preparation.
first
Right.
round?
Yes.
You want to fight?
I mean, if you want to fight, we can take
We
it
got a
out.
battle gonna happen right here.
You really think your first round
It's
was
an
better than mine?
anybody killer.
You
Squad
really think your
needs
first
to get
round
it
better
too.
than mine?
Yes.
Family
You
gets-
ain't punching enough.
Family
No.
gets it the worst.
Remember, I'm the first one
We
to
gonna talk about this all.
I'm the first one to told you ain't punching enough.
You did.
I'm the one.
You did.
And he beat me. I pulled him up my top. So we gonna talk about that.
Yes, we ain't doing that right now.
And he beat me.
This ain't about us.
I'm like, yo, I said, yo, look. Need time
about
to
us.
punch more, yo, because if I'd have got that second round clean, I'd have got you.
But
You know what
we're not gonna talk about it.
You know
That's
what's
not what
happening.
we talk. It's not
All right.
about us.
It is. It is. I just want to know, yo, because a future op just finished telling me that you beat me in the first round.
Because I did, and he told you because
And
he was lying.
he
He keep it.
No, he said it. He said it because he was hating.
Maybe. I'm not even gonna take that.
And I hope you all know that's live on Facebook and this is on YouTube.
Oh, that's
It's on
cool.
YouTube, so
cool.
So when you say that he said something and he said no, I didn't, all you gotta do is pull up the YouTube and be like, here it is right here.
Okay, look.
No.
Yeah, send me the link
Look,
so I
this
know.
ABK stand for something.
Yeah, Eddie
Like,
B though.
you feel
Eddie
me?
B. It's ABK serious. Like,
We ain't just like.
See, I'm so new to this.
We're a brotherhood, but we gonna talk to each other. We'll battle each other here and there. I still want to battle Cardi.
See,
That's
for
gonna
me,
happen.
I'm
You
so
feel me?
new
Like,
to all this,
it's gonna
these
happen.
little cliques and stuff inside the
You didn't
pit.
have to say little clicks. Though.
see,
But no, to me,
we a movement. We not a little clique.
No, my
Anyway.
thing is we formed something. A lot of people joined something. It's a difference. You
But
feel
see-
me? Like,
We ain't hire on nobody coattails.
You feel me?
We got together.
We did
talk,
this.
and we put our
And that's
hands
not no
together.
like shots to nobody, but like like this was a group decision. Like we gonna do this
Because
And
when I'm
Gunna started it though. Gunna
When-
said, "Yo, let's do this," and we just all like,
Yo, wait,
"Why
you
not?"
cutting your black.
Hey, look, we real one, yo. We not gonna let
When-
you not get your credit.
Like
yo. Fuck that.
he introduced it, and we like, why not? You
I
feel
did-
me? Like,
yeah,
I didn't
for me who's been there since 10 years ago,
right.
it was always the first one was bricklayers. It was the bricklayers.
Bricklayers, yeah.
Bricklayers, YT, Soul
They
Swag.
came into play too.
I got one of these bricks for you.
You go to work, keep yourself warm, bro.
10-year anniversary.
Get that man what? You gotta sport that, bro.
But like I said, for me, it was and now it's like I'm seeing all these different different ones, and I'm like I said, I haven't been a part of it for a few years because I pulled myself away.
Right.
I've been there and still in the group or whatever, and the on the group page, but not going to the actual events. So for me, seeing this stuff, and I'm just like, okay, what's the purpose? What's this? What's that? I'm just confused. And then I see,
Damn. All right, Bob. Good to see you, bro.
yeah, he said he had to go. He had to
You gotta
go.
go hit his battery, yo.
Yeah, he gotta go to the battle.
Yeah.
It's-
So like I said, for me, seeing all these different like cliques or whatever is like, okay, and I'm just it's different for me to see him.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Craziness started with MBK though. Yeah, I'm throwing.
What
that out
happened?
there. The craziness started not ABK.
Oh, all right, my bad.
Oh, my brother's keeper.
I started with
I
them.
didn't do that,
I
bro.
will say the difference with these squads, like ABK,
Oh, they-
cremate and all that. They'll battle. They don't have a problem battling each other. So,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the difference right there. As long as the competitiveness.
Thank you guys for coming through.
Yeah. Already, y'all. I wanted to make it. But,
Hey, I already got
Nice
work.
to meet you,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Have a good one.
We lit on the
Ooh,
next one.
I'll see you all on the 15th.
Alright, yeah.
Y'all be good. Be smart.
Murder
Hey,
first drugs.
yo, when we leave, don't start talking shit, man.
Hey.
It'll be on YouTube and live. You can watch it.
Hey, yo, you gonna make me talk about it?
Right.
Relax.
We're gonna
Relax.
talk about you when you leave.
Nah, I gotta go to work. I'm shooting out there as soon as I what's up. Alright, man. Y'all be good. Y'all do
That's
y'all
a big
thing.
soda.
The leader.
Can Mogul print and sit down right here real quick?
I got this.
Yeah.
My bad. I got it. I appreciate it.
You know he on his grind.
You gonna down me up? Yeah.
I was getting ready to say, why are you leaving the box? You just
Oh yeah, yo.
Leave that box if you want to.
It's cool. Henry wouldn't mind me giving these out too. Henry Jones.
oh yeah.
I seen the shirt y'all making. You heard me, Matt?
I like advertising.
And 3X.
You don't fit 3X.
Three little, too big for me. We got them too big and too small.
Right.
So,
Shout out to Mogul Print.
big shout out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my sweatshirt I got is awesome. I've worn it a couple times. I done wore this hoodie so much it's unfaded. Look at this. Look.
Oh yeah. Straight.
I've had this thing for you because it's got pit fights on the
That's
side.
not the one he just brought up.
No, that one's a pullover, and I don't like yeah, that's just too much. All right.
All right, Cardi.
Kill him, Cardi. But like for me, I'm trying to get them to understand my point as far as like being on the outside looking in, because like it's a lot of stuff that's going on now with these younger guys that even when you guys were younger, which you're not too, what I mean, because you've been doing this since you were what?
19.
Right.
Yeah.
That you all weren't doing that kind of stuff then. Or maybe we didn't have the social media like we do now.
No. I mean, I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, we weren't. You know what I mean? Because me and Pex was the same age.
Right.
He's only a month older than me. So, you know what I mean? We I don't know. I feel like we had somebody on our top if we
Right.
conduct ourselves like that. And I think that's the difference now. Like a lot of these new, like
Yeah.
even on the street, like a lot of the young dudes ain't
No guidance.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we try to, but we only can do with so much. Like if we don't know them like that,
Right.
they ain't gonna hear nothing from us, you know?
Right. And that's like, and then like for me being like on the outside,
Mm-hmm.
when I see the stuff, it kind of like that turns me off from coming to the battles. But you know, like I said, all the battles that I've ever been to, has never been an issue, never been a problem, never been, you know, throwing hands or anything else. But you know, there's been a couple incidents that have happened that I've heard about.
Yeah, but it never got out of hand. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if something did go down, it was handled accordingly, and it didn't escalate to nothing severe. You know what I'm saying? Like whatsoever.
Unlike,
And it's literally you can count on one hand.
right.
One hand. Out of 10 years, one hand.
Right. Like I said, the only thing I remember, and I wasn't even there, was the Ice Stone incident.
Yeah. that one was born to consider how that went down. Yeah.
But
So these, you know,
I was going through the I was going through the albums that are on my private page.
yeah.
Well, it's not private, but you know, my personal page. And you know, and then I made the Baltimore Paparazzi Facebook page, and I started posting all the pictures there because I got tired. People still try to add me. If you're like, stop adding me.
Oh yeah.
Stop adding me.
It's inevitable.
You know, so I was going through, it was like so many albums, and like I started out just putting all the pictures, like it was like 200 in the album or whatever. It wasn't even that many when I first started taking pictures.
Right.
And then it kind of escalated the nicer the camera I got.
Okay, yeah.
But then I started doing it by battle, which would seem to be a lot easier
Yeah.
because that way, if you battled, you didn't have to go through, you know, all these pictures to try to find your photos, you know. So I started doing it that way, and I'm going through and I'm like reminiscing, and then you know Mike Nice's face is popping up everywhere.
Rest in peace, Mike Nice.
And you know, and like I said, I came up upon the Death Miss from when we were at Wind Up Space, and Mike wanted me to take pictures of him with everybody
Yeah.
because he was like, I don't know how much time I got.
Yeah.
He said, so at least to take pictures of me. And he was taking pictures, you know, with different people, and I think one was PG Skillet, I think, and one was his brother, and you know, it was just, you know, and it makes, and I've always said this, like I take pictures, and there's the memories are going to always, you know, like I started taking selfies with people now, like I did at the battle on Sunday. Took pictures with you, Roy, because you know I haven't seen Roy. With Tiffany, because I don't have any pictures with people. I'm always behind the daggone camera. You know?
It get like that sometimes. Like sometimes I forget to take pictures with people. Like it be all those moments. It's like you going straight off of memory. But you know.
Yeah, well, my dementia's gonna be kicking in soon, so I need my pictures so I can look, and I can go to my door and be like, Cash, who this?
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what it's gonna be like. I'll be like, who is this right here? So, you know, I'm going through these pictures the other day, and it's just funny because seeing pictures of you, you know, back in 2011.
21 year old. A lot of people don't know it, but yeah, that was me at 21. Yeah.
You know, it's just like so much has happened over the past 10 years. And like I said, for people in Baltimore who watch battle rap to not know, it amazes me. I mean, I guess it kind of amazes me. It shouldn't amaze me because a lot of people don't know about the local hip hop scene either.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
even I'm in tune with a lot of the stuff, and it's still stuff I don't know. But the difference between me and some of the others, I look into it. You know what I'm saying? Like I listen to Baltimore artists.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, some people don't give them a chance, and I wasn't one of the. I won't say I wasn't. I was the type that wouldn't give them a chance, but you know, once upon a time, I didn't know of a certain. Like a whole culture was here.
Right, me either.
But I'm the type to go look and see. Like I wonder if we have it here, and then voila.
Yeah, because if it wasn't for Bomb hitting me up back in 2006, I didn't know there was any kind of Baltimore. I don't know where I thought these artists came from that I hear on the radio. I don't know. Like, I just didn't know. So because of him, I've done. I am who I am today because he's the one who basically started it all off by hitting me up and asking me to listen to his music on MySpace. And then through that was the Play It or Spray It, the Blog Talk radio show Shaka had.
I was on that too.
You know, and you know, so through all that is how I and like I'm a fan of the whole. Like I said, I don't watch battle rap, but we used to have battle rap pit fights, battle rap nights at my house, where we would watch battles. My daughter, my son, my son-in-law, you know, and I've had my daughter say, "Ma, can you just fast forward through his part?" Yeah, that was Flint versus Chuck Book.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's a little wild though too.
Yeah, Cash was like, "Can you just fast forward through Chuck Book?" I don't like him.
Shout out to Chuck Book.
He came back.
Right.
The next time he came back, he came back and he impressed me.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man. Yeah.
So. This battle with drugs. Is gonna be.
It's gonna be one of them for a lot of reasons. You know, this year in particular, I decided like really to put my foot on their necks for real, like period. I was like, look, I'm gonna put 100% in it this go round. So you know, I made the certain moves, and none of them really were here. You know, I'm Pitt. Everybody know that.
Right.
I took it to the road though. Like I done been everywhere this year, whether I was just supporting or battling or whatever. Like they was gonna know who I was, like point blank period. So
6 feet.
Yeah, straight up. So when I went down, like in that area, the DMV area or whatever, it goes back to like, you know, some people knew who I was, some people didn't, because there's a new batch down there too.
Right.
There's still people that's around. One of them being drugs. Now, drugs come from Bob Bender's Battle League, a league that started when we were still like.
I remember.
We used to have. I ain't gonna say it wasn't like beef, but it was a little stab.
Right.
You know what I mean? Between the leagues and drugs was one of their guys. So you know, up until like I want to say like last year, I've never seen drugs in person. I've known them since 2015.
Right.
But I've never seen them in person.
Right.
But you know, once I started going down that way, you know, he been on his URL thing and all of that in the third. Eventually he was just like, eventually me and you gonna have to see each other in the ring. And I tell him, like I tell everybody else, I ain't hard to find. You know
No,
what I mean?
not at all.
Yeah, so eventually, you know, it's just that. And like originally it was supposed to be me in New Jersey Twerk.
Right.
But you know, it's some things going on with that right now.
Politics?
So, not even really politics. It's between like funding and some of the stuff Twerk got going on. Like we going. It wasn't a move for me right now as far as that go.
Right.
But you know, of course, it was another name too. But I was like, nah, drugs. It'll make sense for the region. So now we got this. Cause you know what I've been saying. I ain't the DMV, and you got the face of the DMV. So you got this Baltimore, you got this DC thing going on. A lot of people don't really know it, but that's exactly what it is. Cause to be real, when it comes to Baltimore battle rap, it's really me.
Right.
It's really me, and I ain't shading nobody, but you know what I mean. It's really me. I'm the flagship of the pit. You know what I mean. I'm the original king. So salute the ball because he's that now.
That's Michael Jordan.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm the reason why there is a crown.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
he's the original king.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So you know what I mean? So I'm glad that competitive element is there, you know what I mean? All of that, but you got this Baltimore and DC thing. It's really a big thing right now too, because we're trying to integrate in a way, but some people not getting on board down there, and that's cool. That's cool. But they watching.
Right.
So everybody, like in the pit, like period, the people is watching. So you know, if you ain't step up yet, it's time for you to step up like they're watching. You know what I'm saying? These bigger leagues, they looking at people. If that's what you want to do, if that's what you choose to do,
Right.
now is the time to like start stepping it up for real. And that's just that. But this battle right here is you know, it's a promo thing. I don't look at it as like him giving a shot or nothing like that. Like I feel like it ain't one of them because
Right.
he know who I am and I know who he is. You know what I'm saying? Like I watch him start. Yeah, like he got the URL thing going on, and you know, I recently just stepped into URL, so it's gonna be one of them. It should make the proper noise it's supposed to, but this is low key one. It's gonna be a big battle.
I might hit 2,000 pictures on this.
Yeah,
Oh, Lord.
it's gonna be one of them. It's gonna be one of them, and then like literally a month after that, I'm on URL. So.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? Yeah. Back in New York with it on the PGs. Yeah, it's yeah.
See, and for me, like maybe it's just cause, and I'm gonna have a biased moment. Like I call myself, I'm really not biased. I'm really unbiased when it comes to like, you know, I have my picks and my favorites, but to me, y'all should have been on URL. Y'all should have been.
I mean, yeah.
You know, to me, cause I like seeing you guys over the years, like, you know, I just, if you want to call me biased on that, then fine. But I've
biased.
huh?
It's okay to be biased.
I don't like to be biased. I like to be unbiased. I just like to be truthful.
Yeah,
And I've seen some like I said, when I went to Richmond and when Rebel battled, and those guys that were battling down there, and I'm just looking at them going, really? I'm not impressed.
But the thing is, it's still going on now.
Right.
That's why, like, when you see, not even just me, like, when you see, like, Ball Carter, you see Rebel, you see Ray Cobain, you see Apex, we go out in DK, 6'8", C Love, you see all of them, and we go out of town, we're not losing.
Right.
Like, we're not, like, at all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
not at all. So, you know what I mean? It's one of them things, like, if that's what you choose to do, you just gotta make the right move. So, like, after a while, like, hitting the big stage, like I said, if that's what you choose to do,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, once upon a time, yeah, politics do get in the way. It's still politics there, but it's some of these dudes that do make it on stage. Y'all don't know what they be doing to get on that stage.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, they doing some shameful things, but, you know what I mean? Y'all can just take it from me. So, you know, if you seen some of these dudes and you hear like, how in the hell did he get on here?
Because I was wondering if like, because you know, like, because like with rapping, when people get picked, like sometimes when people get picked to be opening acts for a big artist or be on tours or whatever, sometimes it's money exchange, but sometimes I think it's like, okay, they've got these many views on this and they've got these many followers on this. So I was kind of wondering if it's kind of the same thing with the URL, because like I said, I don't follow URL, so I don't know how Smack and what's his name?
Smack, Beasley, Chico, Norbs.
Norbs, that's the one.
And Troy Martin now, he's one of the scouts as well.
So I don't know if that's what they're looking at as far as what kind of views you all have on your, on your video or, on your battles or, I'm just kind of wondering if, how did they reach, like how did they reach, did you reach out to them or they reached out to you?
So the way it happened with me this year, you got something called the Invitational. And, shout out to Thesis. He's one of the people that run that.
He's been around for a while too.
Yeah, he's been around for a little while now.
Because I remember that name. I don't know people, but I know names.
So he run High Society TV, and basically, he had an invitational thing, and a lot of people that he had on there. He has like scouts from URL that like watch there, and that's basically the name of the game right now. You just have to catch a certain person's eye, and they be like, "Oh, let's give him a shot."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of like kiss and tell, like something done with other people. So
Right.
it was only like one person scouting. Now it was more than one scouting on, URL now. So when I went up to the invitational, I did my thing, versus Ray Manley or whatever, and Troy Martin was there. And mind you, Ray Cobain actually set that battle up, and this was cool of him. Like, he actually looked out on me because he wanted to just up and take that, but he was like, nah, you've been doing this too long. You need to go ahead and snap, make that happen. I didn't know what was gonna come out of it. I just wanted to battle up in New York because I never did it. So when I went up there and I did that, and, Troy Martin was co-signing me after the battle.
Okay.
And he was rapping to me. The PG thing got mentioned, and Shaka was there, so you let him know that Murder been there before, and politics and all that got in the way. So you gonna do it, like it gotta be legit. And Troy was just like, say less, I got you, and he kept in contact with me, like, I'm gonna be rapping to you real soon, and he was just talking, eventually.
Right.
Like, but he kept his word, and he gave me a call, like, yeah, such and such, let's do this, New York, bop, bop, bop. I'm like, all right, bet. And it went down. I did what I usually do, and before you know it, I was taking a nap. I had notifications. My phone just blowing up. Yo, your battle drop, your battle drop, your battle drop. And I'm looking like notifications just going crazy. And I'm like, damn, it did. Like, yeah, so
Yeah, because some guys have gone and done these out of town battles with, for instance, when Rebel went to Richmond, time got called, and we had to go out in the alley and do it.
Yeah, that was his second.
That was
that was the second.
That was a dude from up in Philly.
Yeah, Dub Defino.
Yeah, and that was that battle was awesome.
Yeah, I heard.
It was.
I heard.
I was mad.
I don't know why it dropped. I mean, it didn't drop, but like I said, they have their reasoning for some things. Just like when it comes to like the pit and certain battles don't drop, it's reasoning behind it. We don't. The thing is, we don't know, and the URL staff might not tell you.
Right.
Or they may.
I think the reason why that one didn't drop was because it was out in the alley, not on the stage. It wasn't a good look,
Maybe.
The sound, probably the sound wasn't the quality and all that.
It's possible. It's possible.
But because I was there for that one.
Yeah.
But do you think because now they've got more scouts? Because what I like as far as like a battle is different than what you may like.
Right.
I see things like that was good, and you might like that was weak.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So do you think having these more scouts to put their opinion in? Do you think that's the reason why maybe
I think
they're getting more people?
Yeah, I think it expands the range to put different styles in. Because right now, what they're looking for, from what I see, they want something that stand out. You know what I'm saying? They want something like, okay, that's a little out of the ordinary, or they hear something like that's a little different from what we've been hearing. So that's what they're trying to go for. But I feel like with all these different people watching now, it expands to look like they bringing people in from South Carolina, North Carolina. There's people from Florida getting on now.
Right.
Like it's more than just New York, but they are bringing New York back because that's supposed to be the Mecca, which is it is.
Right.
That's why they went back to it, and I'm one of the people in that first class of that New York thing now.
Right.
So they just got the one person that was mainly scouting. He was looking for one thing, and in my opinion, in some of them cases, it actually hurt. Because that's why so many people that sound alike now, because
exactly
he looking for that one particular sound, and then he's bringing all these same people on. The next 1,000 people looking like, oh, that's how I got sound to get on, and then voila, you know what I'm saying? So
just like with
that might not be it, but that's just per like observation. You know what I'm saying? So
that's just like with the radio. That's why, like, I've told people before, I was like, you're trying to sound like what's on the radio. They already got it. Like back when Lil Wayne was hot, and everybody was trying to sound like Lil Wayne. Test Me sounded like Lil Wayne. Why? And then I heard Test Me is on a song with Bodymore Big Steve and Fatboy Deezy, and I had to ask Steve, who was that? He said, that's Test Me. I said, that's not Test Me because he don't sound like Lil Wayne. But that's like, why would you want somebody who sound they all sounding the same? That's ridiculous. You already have that. So that's why I tell people all the time, you have to be different without being different.
No,
you have to just be yourself, like
agree.
your style, that aggressive,
And I'm about to talk about that in a minute.
your aggressiveness, and you know you got that bear, almost like a bear.
Now it's funny you say this, right? Because since my I knew it would happen.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it would happen. But when my URL battle dropped, everybody was gonna say the same thing. I already knew it would happen. Oh, he sound like Twerk. He trying to rap like Twerk.
You've sounded like that since I've known you.
And that's and I salute some of the people that actually remember who I am, because they all in the comments saying like, nah, he been doing
that.
And it's like, I knew it was coming. Like me, Apex, we all discussed this. Like I'm like, it's gonna come. When I
Right.
battled in New York for the Invitational, Ray Manley used to crack his jokes about it. I was like, I was around before he even existed, right?
Right.
I'm like, but
Okay.
it's cool. I'm prepared for that. Like if you look in them comments, every other comment, that's exactly. Oh, this twerk clone, and then it don't help. Like I'm just making all this up. Like you hear I'm talking right now. Like that's my voice. You get what I'm saying? I can't make that up. I can't make that up. I've been 6'4", 300 pounds since I was 18. Like I can't make that up. I can't.
You trying to make it.
But you know, like I was gonna catch that, but. Oh, yeah.
What battle is that?
Versus Bubba Ford.
Yeah.
All they gotta do is go back in the pit files, and they'll hear all of that for years. Like I said, I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there with.
Drums flaming niggas, I ain't playing with
You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, that's murder.
Yeah, and that's 2019. Go back to 2010.
Yes.
You can pull up Young B-Mo, you can pull up me and Killer Zeke. That's me. I mean, you know what I mean? Like I'm more modernized, but that been me.
Yeah, that gruffness.
It been me, and that's not me taking nothing away from Twerk. But I don't sound like him. I ain't stealing nothing. Like it ain't that. I got the proof.
Right.
I got the proof. But luckily, as people that's in these leagues and they see like it is a difference with me, and they're aware of
Right.
my background. So. You know,
So what's been one of your like favorite battles that you've done over the years?
Actually, I like all of them from this year, to be honest. it's some of my best stuff right now. Like I feel like I'm in my zone, but outside of that, I like me and Cheddar, but I like me and Don Poe was probably like one of my favorites. Period, and that wasn't even supposed to happen right then and there. Yeah, I was supposed to battle the dude Show Off, and he ain't show up.
Where was he from?
New York, I think.
Yeah.
New York or Jersey, one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he don't even battle no more, but you know, me and Poe made something shake for real. Like we always talked about, like it's gonna happen. It was gonna eventually happen, but it happened on the spot. It just came out the way it came out.
Right.
Like, and you know, I respect Poe so much. I mean, he know this, like as a person, period. So it was like to make that battle happen. Yeah, you know. Yeah. If he ever get to hear this, salute you, yo. Like straight up.
Oh, I'll make sure he get to hear it.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing but a simple set. I'm saying he got me, and he don't have to give him help. Only thing saying, check out our business, say my nigga. Don't get this shit back home. I'm so fine to join my back fucking neck.
I had to remember which battle it was. I've been sounding like that.
Right.
I've been.
And that goes back to 2018. So
Yeah, you know, and we can go further.
I told
back.
you.
I know which battle where I don't sound like that, but those years, 2009, Twerk didn't exist. I didn't rap like that on my first battle. No. In 2009, no. 2010, that's when I got comfortable with my, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't really have to, I got the proof. It's all laid out. The old battles from way back then is there. And even with my first battle, you hear it in spurts. Because when I originally used to battle, it was just, I was just talking. I wasn't trying to buck on nobody because I thought it was just what it was about.
Right.
You know, just me, you know, getting these bars off. And they like, nah, yo, you too big to just be trying to be cool. Like, nah, you need to, yeah. And I'm like, all right. But it turned into that. So, you know, but I was prepared for this. I knew it would happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I knew I was going to, you know, get called that. But there's people holding me down in the comments just as well saying, you know,
Right.
like, I sound like him, sound like this. I'm ahead a little while. I heard it in the Bubba 4 battle. Oh, my bad. I heard it in the Bubba 4 battle, you know. But he know what's up too, though. Like,
Right.
like salute the Bubba 4. He a real one. But I've been.
Right. Like I said, I was there.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
I got the pictures. I might not have the footage, but I got the pictures.
I just wish I got on first, so to say.
So then
yeah, because everybody from here know what's up.
Right.
Everybody here know what's up, and now I gotta put in some work now. That like, no, this ain't that. This is. I've been doing this, but it's cool. I'm all for that.
So how did you get into battling? Like,
that goes back to I was still in high school, so I didn't turn 19 yet. I was 18. This was back when Apex was still going. He was in it. He was in it, and we was all rapping. There was one of them cases where we was just rapping, and to be honest with y'all, back then I used to rap like Tupac. I ain't letting nobody hear nothing. I can't log back into that MySpace right now. I ain't telling nobody nothing, none of that. Maybe one day when I'm rich and famous, I'll hear this BS real quick. But Apex, he was, you know, he spit in that type of platform, and then Writtens comes from that battle era.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And when he came, he was cool with my peoples, and we all just kind of got together, and Writtens kind of like showed it to us, like, you know, yo, y'all think like battle rap? But I was one of the people, ironically, like, I don't want nobody all in my face.
right.
And then I wound up being one of the people getting in there.
Everybody's face.
Yeah. But you know, it started with Apex and Writtens. Maverick, Seven, all of them. So, you know, Writtens battled Tay-Rock back in the day. And that was one of the battles I had seen. I seen Heron. We used to watch that in class. Like, that's how far back you go. And, you know, that's when I discovered Tay-Rock via Writtens. And my squad, Collision Connect, we had like a little rap beef. It wasn't nothing like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little rap beef between the Chambers brothers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I know that name.
Yeah, so it was all that and all this, and that's when Shaka got involved. I was like, nah, y'all put this in the ring. This was before pit fights started.
Right.
This was at the Turntables Club. I really wasn't old enough to get in back then, I don't think.
No, because I remember being at the Turntable Club in 2008.
Yeah.
And
They used to let
Pex he would get.
I mean,
Pex
I probably would be able to get in, but
yeah.
you know, but back then, I wasn't all the way in like that yet. But I started watching it because of them two, and they kept pushing me the door. But I started writing different. I had a little transition, like from the pop. I used to rap like I was from Philly. Like I had little transitions. I'm being real about it. So when I started writing those type of lyrics and bars or whatever, I started thinking, like, all right, maybe I could do this. I started watching Reed Dollars. I started watching Cicero, and you know, that's when Grind Time was pumping. I seen a lot of them battles for real. And eventually, I was just like, at this point, I was out of high school, and I was up in Morgan. And I was just like, I wonder if we got something here in Baltimore like this, you know. And this was still right before pit fights started. Because I was there when it started, but it was a little bit right before then. Mm-hmm. And that's when I started seeing Baltimore battles. And I'm like, people battle here. So, you know, I hit up written. I'm like, you know, people battling here. Like, this was right before the first Baltimore versus Philly happened. And, you know, I seen that. I'm like, y'all, they might be mad, but I'm about to say, like, y'all is trash. so that's when I'm like, you see this? I'm like, oh, this don't look good. So Rick's like, yeah, man, you should call somebody out. Yeah, call somebody out. And, you know, back then I didn't care. I was like, yeah, like, fine, we gonna do that. And I called out. I don't even remember what made me do it, but I called out Smurf. Yeah, I called out Smurf, and that was my first battle. And then that happened for real. And a couple battles happened. It wasn't on a battle league. I had a camera.
Right.
Somebody hit me up on YouTube back when they had the regular inbox on YouTube, and we'd meet up somewhere and we would battle. It was one of them type of things. And then when the pit happened, I wouldn't battle in the pit initially because, you know, it was mainly freestyle. It was like a tournament, like how the Mortal Kombat tournament was set up. That's how pit fights kind of was in the beginning. And like freestyle was like one of my it ain't a strong point with me, so I kind of backed away. I'm like, nah, y'all do y'all thing. I'm here for it. Y'all do that.
Was that when it was in the 25th in Maryland? Because let me see, Twiz, Goon, he would battle. Miss Stream, she did a little. Savage did a little something in there. Like we would have these little. Like we would have these little, you know, free-for-alls basically, you know, where we were supposed to have we would have battles, but then like somebody would show up. I think one of the funniest battles that I've ever seen was Two Kinds versus Hot Spitter, I think. Hot Spitter did Hot Spitter versus King Truth? Did that happen?
That happened. I don't remember when.
I don't remember when that happened.
I don't watch that one no more. Yeah.
But like I remember being down there in that basement. Yeah. And you know, it was like I probably could pull it up.
Right.
Yeah.
When Shaka started the
Ronnie
structure.
G.
When Shaka started the structure, that's when I was like, all right. Because Pex used to, yo, when you gonna get in the pit, yo? Like, what was you doing?
Right.
I'm like, all right, we gonna do that. And you know, my first battle in the pit was Young B-More. And
who just battled last Sunday?
Yeah.
He started out strong.
Young B-More, he said some things too, but we gonna talk.
I didn't watch. You talking about the interview?
Yeah,
I didn't watch that.
We'll talk.
I'm scared too after I seen the comments.
Oh man, yeah, we gonna talk, but that ain't about nothing. Yeah, it ain't about him right now. but yeah, like you know, I battled him then, and I think right after that, like maybe a month later, I battled Killer Z with Baltimore Battles, and that's what kind of set the tone with me. And I started pressing. Like, no, we need a Baltimore versus Philly 2 jumping off now. Like, I ain't like how it went down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And this was just me just battling. Like, I was in the pit, but I was still, like, doing my thing. Like, I ain't really become solidified more so until after I battled Smooth Black. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, it was.
Is that the one where he bucked at you?
Yeah.
You gotta understand, Antoine. Smooth is how tall Smooth? But he thought my height.
No, he like 5'1", maybe.
Oh, he's shorter than me.
Yeah, Smooth short.
So it was literally like a David and Goliath battle.
Yeah.
And he bucked at him.
And, you know, and back then, I didn't know that battle was gonna get as much publicity as it did. You know what I'm saying? It was one of them. Like, all right, I did it, whatever. I took my L. Like, all right, you got that. But I got more love out of that battle. If anything, I'm like, all right, cool. It is what it is.
Because
like it's on a DVD with Freeway Rick Ross. It really got planted everywhere, like online. You know, it's like I want to say it's over 10K on the view tip. You know, back in 2011, that was a big thing. So
right.
Yeah, you know, I'm like, all right, well, yeah, this is cool. Like I ain't never let it go to my head. Like it was always working with me. So
right.
You know.
So where do you see How do you see the pit now as like, because we talked about how it was kind of going and then kind of like faded down, and but I think Bar said like within the past few years it's basically, you know, on an uprise. I mean, do you see that it's, you know, how do you see it going right now?
Well, I like what's going on right now. You know, like, and this goes back to me being real about it. Like, you know, when before this new era came about, I got a lot of hate. I got a lot of hate, and it was putting me in a bad space to the point I'm like, yo, I'm repping y'all, I'm rocking with y'all. Like, why some of y'all look at me like this? But,
right.
But whatever. Like, into this realm now, it's like it's competition, but it's healthy competition.
Right.
You know, a lot of this new, especially like the big dogs of this new batch now, they ride for each other. Like, they support each other, and they support, you know, what's around them. So, you know, they put in a positive light. You know, the staff, you know, Peck stepped up when Shaka decided to back away from it. You know, full hands on or whatever. And then
right.
Ray Cobain, he's, you know, helping with booking the matches, talking all the politics, and, you know, building relationships with some of these other leagues out here, or whatever the case may be. It's been on the up and up, you know.
Right.
Like every battler that's coming in now, they're not gonna be gold, but we see something in them, we can make them the best that
right.
You know, that can be. So we, you know, Shaka made this blueprint, and it's like we might not follow it all the way like how Shaka would do it, but we know the main fundamentals.
Right.
So
the foundation.
Yeah, you know, so we know which we know how to go about things. Like, all right, we know what he got work up on, so we gonna try this and try that, and hopefully he get it together then. So, you know, like the footage looking, you know, a lot more different, like the angles and stuff like that. It's like we catching up with some of these other leagues.
Right.
You know, like a lot of people like that. We always had that gritty feel, and we still have it, but you know, we just have to change some of the things up over time, because we competing with a lot of other people now.
Right.
You know, when we first started, it wasn't too many leagues out here, and if it was other leagues, we were tied with them somehow. But now, I ain't gonna say everybody cutthroat, but now more so we playing cutthroat. We gonna show love. We'll tie flags, but we gonna go about things accordingly.
Right.
So, you know, yeah, it's one of them things. But like a lot of the new dudes, like I talk trash to them all day, every day.
Right.
I post some of it in the page, but I get on them all the time in the chats. But I do tell them, like, look, you need to work on this, you need to work on this, or you do this and do that, and you gonna be all right. You know, but I like seeing what's going on right now. Like I said, everybody ain't gold,
right?
But we got something different, and we still trying to carry it on. Like, you know, we with the pride of having a sound that's different from everybody else. And, you know, we still.
Because I know one of the main things that Shaka has always said is the whole representation.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, when you're out of town, and you know, you should be repping home.
And that's it. You know, for the most part, most of the people that's really pit, they do that.
Right.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah, speaking for me, I do it all day.
Oh, well, I'm a witness to that. I got pictures because at this battle on this last battle we were at, the Killer Be Killed Volume 1.
Yeah.
You can see you can see Murder in all the footage standing right there with his Pit Fights flag on his shoulder. You can see Cheddar with the bandana on his head.
It's second nature. And then on top of that, like what these other leagues are starting to see, like when we go out of town, sometimes we be like 20 to 30 deep. And we be in their house. You know what I'm saying? We be in their house, and you know, they be trying to gas up their battlers, and we be looking like, yeah, the minute y'all do that, we gonna gas ours. So y'all can do that if y'all want, but there's only 5 of y'all.
Right.
We here. and we ain't sober. So the minute y'all do that, y'all gonna get y'all issue, and they be like, "Oh, we chillin'. Like, yeah, y'all got that." It's like 30 of y'all. Like, y'all damn right.
Yeah.
So you know,
Every time.
yeah, and it works out with a lot of our stronger battlers too, because it's like, you know, if you in it for the money, that's one thing you can say too. Like, well, I bring such and such with me. I'm bringing some people, or these people want to see me, or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be. And then you can be like, well, yeah, I need this, or I need travel, or whatever the case may be. Like, and that's what people don't be getting. And you know, you gotta support to get support.
And see, and that's like what I like over the years, not just, you know, in the Baltimore hip hop scene, I found that I was supporting and I was carrying the flag more than what the actual artists were doing. And then sometimes, like when I with the pit, I felt like I'm sitting here yelling pit fights, and you know, I was like, I turn around and look, and there's out of 50 people, it's like 2 of us doing that, and I was like, so why am I doing this? I'm not a battler. I'm just a supporter.
And that you know what? And that goes to, after a while, you can kind of fox out somebody's intention.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can tell if somebody's there trying to get the opportunity as a part of really being
Right.
a part of it. Like I'm gonna go back real quick. When I met Mike Nice, right? Mike Nice had a battle league here.
Yeah.
And when he got with the pit, that battle league, he killed that battle
Right.
league. And he just became like a sole supporter of pit fights.
An enforcer.
Yeah, definitely.
I miss my man.
Yeah, straight up. So you know, like, after a while, you really, and this is just with anything, you can kind of fox out people's intentions. Like, you know, like, you can tell who's for them, or they're trying to make something shake with what we had.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with being for yourself, but, you know, don't just be for yourself knowing good and well there's somebody there backing you, somebody there helping you.
That's almost like, just like those people say, I did everything myself. Ain't nobody helped me. And you're like, really? You know, and that's why, like, I kind of like pulled away from, you know, I had had some issues with what was going on, or what, you know, I had some personal stuff that happened or whatever. Yeah. And, you know, but it never took away from me wanting to continue to support the battlers of the league, because you all are my family.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was still sharing battles, and, you know, even though I wasn't there, and, you know, and still, you know, telling people about pit fights. Whenever, you know, my phlebotomist at the hospital, she was like, yeah, something about her husband was going up to New York to the URL battles. I said, well, does he know about pit fights here in Baltimore? She's like, I don't think so. So she wrote it down to tell her husband to look up the battles and stuff. So even though I wasn't present at these battles, I was present in the support.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people don't realize that. They don't even know that. So, like I said, you know, everything that I had, even this jacket, I had T-shirts, I had sweatshirts, all had pit fights on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the support was real. Yeah, like, and then I look around, and it's like some of the battlers that were in the league were not even supporting themselves
for multiple reasons. Like, some like are for one for their son.
Right.
That's one, and then two. Like, somebody might have a problem with Shaka. Like, to be real with you, somebody might have a problem with Shaka, and they didn't have a conversation with him. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a problem with a few of the battlers.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's another thing too. Like, they just solely for themselves, but, you know, some people,
it was almost like a stepping stone.
Yeah, right. But then you got some that really frayed away and didn't have no conversation with Shaka. You know, at the end of the day, I tell this to him, Shaka is a lot of things. But at the end of the day, we are men, you know, we can talk. Like, if I have a problem with Shaka, I'm gonna hit him up, whether it's phone or whatever, like, yo, we need to talk. And we can get to the bottom of it. Even if we don't agree, let's have this conversation. Yeah, Shaka, you talk like his word is law, but, you know, you can disagree with them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I did it for 8 years.
Yeah,
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, you know it happens. And what happens is some of the dudes be like, you know what I mean, and they just they do what they do, and it just look crazy. It look crazy.
He said it looks crazy.
Yeah, it look crazy.
So, real quick, predictions. You have any predictions for Deathmas? I predict that it's going to be awesome, and Yo is going to win over Yo. Yeah.
Safe prediction.
All I'm gonna say is I might have to come take my crown back. Y'all crazy out here. I might have to take that back.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I might have to take that.
So
back.
next Deathmas is going to be you going
We might have to talk about it. Yeah,
Right.
straight up. And y'all know I don't even do all that talking, but yeah. So you know where I'm at with it.
Because Antoine asked me who I thought a couple weeks ago. He asked me who I thought was going to win, and at the point I said DK.
Right.
Nothing from my brother Bar, nothing at all.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen of DK, I've seen his growth.
No, DK, he definitely,
And that's the reason why he got that spot to be able to battle.
No, he fought for it. I can't take
Right.
that from him.
But at the end of the day, it's all up for grabs.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Straight up.
It could be a pause. It could be a lost moment for Bar. It could be a lost moment for DK. It could be whatever. So for me, that battle right there, it's up for grabs for real.
Oh, straight up.
Because it's going to be. Now I can't speak on anybody else because I don't know anybody else.
Familiar with him? Yeah, we.
I did see that Bones is going to be battling. He hasn't battled in a while.
Right, and he's battling the dude from the DMV. You know what I'm saying? So we like Shaka said, narratives matter. Well, we gonna take that narrative. Y'all want to bang with us? Well, we gonna show y'all what's up. You know what I'm saying? So you got a lot of different. You got the DMV area in full effect on this card. You got people from Virginia, because Fuse is from Virginia, I believe.
And who's he battling?
That's what Bones.
Okay.
Fuse General. He's been on URL. Yeah, he's from Virginia. Preem is from Virginia, I believe. Drugs is from DC. Butter from Philly. You got
I know Butter.
Yeah, he's Yo Bull from Lancaster, I believe. So it's a lot. It's going and take it to the clicks and crews. You know what I mean? Yo Bull is Cave Gang, so Tay-Rock should be in
Oh, okay.
Drugs is Goni with New Jersey twerking now. Butter is Black Light, so he might. Who knows who he's?
Who knows who's gonna be bringing with him?
You know what I mean?
I last time I seen Butter, that had to be the 2-on-2. I think
he been doing a lot this year. Yeah, but it's gonna be one of them ones.
Yeah, that's why. Like I said, I talked to Apex at the battle, and I was like, I kind of want to come. He was like, I'm not gonna tell you any damn more. And I was like, all right.
You should definitely.
I mean, most of the time I'm working on the weekends anyway. And at one point it was because of the situation.
Yeah.
But now I gotta work just about every damn weekend. But I took off. So I had, because for one, it's just like I felt like I needed to be there. It was one of those things where I needed to be there.
Right.
So 10 years.
And that's what I was on. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I wasn't. Once I got the URL battle, and once I got the date, I'm like, I gotta do double duty. I don't like doing it. So I'm gonna do it. And I'm good for anybody wondering. Oh, I'm good. Like I'm locked in. So
right.
I'm locked in for December, and I'm locking in right now for January. I'm good. Like I'm good. I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm good. So, but I normally don't do that. But I'm
right.
I'm like, nah, I'm not passing up this shot.
Right. You're not going.
And I can't pass up on my 10 year because it's not only is the 10 year of the pit, it's 10 years of me.
We gonna have to take a family photo.
Oh yeah, I'm popping champagne. I'm not lying. Y'all see me pull up and have that bottle on me. So yeah, It's gonna be one of them though.
Yeah, I can't. Like I said, I already took off.
Yeah.
So, and it's way past time. I'm surprised Antoine over there on the keyboard just tapping away.
Oh
Yeah, it's past time.
Wrap it up, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna talk y'all to death. Yeah,
But you know, I
I
think
can actually make this one.
Oh yeah, good,
I think I
good,
can actually make this one.
good.
I thought it was tonight.
no, that's the one that Bar
Yeah,
has.
gotcha.
And like I said, it's December the 15th from 1 p.m. to 6. Oh, I hope we start on
You
time.
should.
But it doesn't matter because my son owns the building, so.
Oh yeah. Salute the real.
Yes, hello, Rello. So I thank everybody that came through, and we had a good time. I can't wait. I can just imagine what the audio sounds like on this damn video because everybody was talking at the same time.
Yeah, it's all good. It's
Good
all
luck to
good.
Bar tonight
Yeah.
with his battle.
Yeah, do that.
Murder, you always know it's always love, it's always family.
Always.
I had,
Appreciate
you know, I think that's the only picture that selfie that I took of me and you is the only picture that we have together.
It might be.
I think it
But,
is.
you know.
But I got plenty of pictures of you.
Yeah. You know the new slogan. We giving flowers out now. So,
Right,
yeah,
that's exactly.
It's gonna be that. Yeah, it's gonna be that.
Got to. So,
Straight up.
sorry to say, won't be here next week, next Saturday, because it's my birthday. I will be at 8x10 for a show. Bomb is headlining the show. BBK's on there. I think Pirate Bay is on there. There's a whole list of people. I don't know. But it's my birthday, and that's where I'm going to be on my birthday. I'm not working that day either.
And they have you coming to do the red carpet at their,
Oh, yeah, January 4th.
yeah, shout out to BBK.
December the 14th, I will be back with my man 3D from Hard Body Radio.
Woo!
Yeah, he hit me up, was like, when do I get in my interview? So I'm going to have him come through on the 14th. I haven't booked anybody else for the next. I got to get C-Love on here, so I think maybe I'm going to try to see if I can't get C-Love. Because I'm after, especially the battles on the 15th, so maybe the next Saturday I can get him on here finally and talk about everything.
You had him booked, but he had to cancel.
Yeah, he had something happen with his grandma.
Yeah.
So, you know, I told him, go ahead and handle that. That's your grandma. That's more important than this interview.
I'm gonna rap to him. We're gonna try to get that one shaking for you.
Yeah, so, you know, because I put the back signal out.
I saw him in the Baltimore versus DC pit fights, the last one they did. Oh my gosh.
Well, he came from B Civil battles. Because the first time I seen him battle, I said, who is this white boy?
Yeah, same thing I said about you.
I know.
What is that woman only could be allowed?
I get that everywhere I go. Who is this white woman? But yeah, so I'm gonna see if I can't get him on here. And something else I was going to say. What was I gonna say? I don't even know. But December 15th. Studio 23, Lounge 23, whatever. I think it's Lounge 23. I think that's what he's calling it.
Studio Lounge.
That's actually where I'm having my birthday party next year because I turn 50 next year. And
554 Old Town Mall.
there you go. I didn't know what it. I just Old Town Mall. So I'm giving everybody a heads up a year in advance. My birthday, I think I'm probably gonna have it on a Sunday because it's a leap year. Some birthdays on a Monday. And everything always happens on Saturday. So I'm gonna have a party on Sunday. And I'm gonna have probably Queen Fiend there with her drinks. I'm gonna have Keish there with her trashy treats.
Everybody have your Uber on. And your Lyft rides on point that night.
I'm giving you a year advance. My girl Cherie, I think she's gonna cater. I'm gonna try to get her to cater it for me. And all foods will probably be infused.
The one that was here. I'm gonna say this again. Everybody have your Uber and whatever else ride sharing services may be on point.
So I'm gonna have.
Oh my God.
See, I'm gonna have Fiend. I'm gonna have Queen Fiend and Keish there, so they can make some money on my birthday. And I'm so generous. So and then I'm gonna have a segment where people can get on the microphone and tell stories, or wish me well, or whatever they want to do. I just gotta. I'm making a list now of everything that I want to do for my 50th birthday party, because I never thought I was gonna make it to 50. I really didn't. I didn't think I was gonna last this long.
I got 4 more days.
Yeah, well, I got a whole year. So next Friday, come out to 8x10 if you can. Come celebrate with me. I gotta work the next day, so don't get me too drunk. Cause the last time I was at Ram's Head a few years ago, and every artist that got on that stage, they didn't even know me, but they heard everybody else shouting me out. It was like, buy her a drink. I was like, oh my God. I was so drunk that night. I almost got into a fight, but I laughed in the girl's face.
What I'm saying is, I'm hosting the BBK joint, so yeah, you will be a little lit that night.
I gotta work the next day. I always gotta work. So I thank everybody for tuning in. I had Big Dro on my I had Dro on my YouTube. He gave me the strong arm on there. I don't know what for. So I thank everybody for tuning in on Power 4.4 Radio, Facebook Live, and the Baltimore Paparazzi YouTube channel, where you can always find past, present, and future interviews from me, the Baltimore Paparazzi. So I will talk to y'all in 2 weeks. Y'all be safe, please.
Delicious.